If I could tell you what it really feels like, do you think that it would change a thing? Do you think that it would change a thing?
Hey there guys, and welcome to another episode of the Smashing Crossbar Podcast Livestream edition. First of all, I'd like to thank Ben for being here with me. Muchly appreciated.
No worries, mate. It's always a pleasure.
Absolutely. It's been a hectic 24 hours, obviously, Jets fans, and we've seen plenty of comments, obviously, on Facebook, on the social media, and so forth. Plenty of people saying, obviously, get him. You know, Ernie it was time for Ernie to go, and obviously, no, he should have stayed, etc., etc. So on tonight's episode, we've thought we'd open it up to the chat and obviously answer questions and get all the topics out into the open. Obviously, there's plenty of keyboard warriors and so forth out there. Virtually, I've noticed slagging the club and so forth. Well, here's your opportunity to virtually vent and say what you need to say and what your questions are and so forth. In saying that, we are very fortunate to have the CEO of the Jets with us, Lawrie Mckinna, to obviously answer a few questions that, again, he may have already answered and you may have seen earlier today. But we figured if we could try and get him on to virtually just have his say, with obviously the fans, obviously minus the NBN and the media and so forth, that'd be muchly appreciated. So, Lawrie, mate, thank you very much for giving up a little bit of your time tonight.
No problem at all, boys.
So, and as well, obviously, we are doing this via phone, so be sure to put in the chat there if he's struggling to hear him and so forth, and we'll tell him to start speaking a little bit of English.
That could be a problem. It's your first problem tonight.
Absolutely. So we're going to start it off with a couple of questions anyway, until obviously the chat fills up and they feel like they've got some questions to ask you, mate. But Benny, mate, you want to start the first one?
Alrighty. So the first one I've got here is, are you able to give us a bit of insight into some of the names of the CVs that you have been given? We know Sven-Goran Eriksson, John Aloisi, Paul Ocon have all been linked by the media, but are there others that you've received in those CVs that would suit the job?
We definitely got one in Ericsson, but nothing came through for Paul Ocon. And some of the other names that were mentioned on Fox last night, none of them, Aloisi, none of the names that came in at all for those guys.
Yep.
So there's a lot of people sending CVs, local, experienced, unexperienced, from all over Australia and international, but some of those names that were mentioned last night, they have definitely not been in contact with any.
Yep. Yeah, I figured as much that I know Aloisi and Ocon were linked in the media and that weren't addressed by yourself in your presser today, but I know Sven was definitely one that was named. I think Harry Kuehl's been thrown around as well, but you quickly debunked that one.
Well, it was just the signal wasn't. I never quite heard that one. Sorry.
You were asked obviously if Harry Kuehl was obviously linked to the job. You were quick to shut that one down, mate.
No, because I've not had any interest. No agents or that have contacted. Because obviously, if Harry Kuehl's name comes through, you see it straight away, and there's not been any interest. No agents have contacted me today, and I went through all my emails tonight, and all my texts, and all my WhatsApps, and all my messengers, and there are a few ex-coaches from the A Leagues who are now back overseas. They've inquired.
Yep.
There's coaches who have been sacked by clubs previously, who the chairman of the clubs that sacked them have sent me emails. So it's a real mixture of people, and there's no shortage of applicants going to come for the job. So we'll gather them up by Friday because we've got the game and the short turnaround this week. So get all them piled up, and then we'll make a short list by the end of the week, or probably over the weekend, get the game out of the way. And then we'll start seriously talking over the weekend and speaking to a few of these people next week. So I don't see because we're not wanting to get a quick fix. When he fixes to the end of the season, we want to get somebody that can build something, look at the current squad, assess what they want, what they need, and build on it to there. Because that's only fair, rather than bringing somebody in.
Yep.
Bringing somebody in that inherits a team and he's only here for 4 or 5 months. Same as if Ernie's contract was up at the end of the season. Similar to that, if we let Ernie go through, then a new coach comes in and has to start from scratch. And then with a new club coming in Macarthur, the players are getting snapped up if they're not signed. So we want a new coach to come in to pick his players so that he's got a squad that he's won. So that's just some of the reasons.
Yep. No, that's 100% good. Good to hear. All right, so we'll move into another one. Over the past 5 games, the team has conceded 17 goals while only scoring 4. Whilst you can win games by scoring 1 or 2, you definitely can't win them by conceding that many. Will the club be looking to employ a manager with a bit more of a tactically defensive approach?
No, I don't think necessarily a defensive approach. We've copped 4 at the weekend. Perth for the 6, Melbourne City 4, and the disappointing thing was, and the boys have been getting a bit of stick. We spoke about it this morning. It's not always the manager, the players are the ones that are playing, but the weekend the heads went down after 2 goals. We tossed it in, and we spoke about that this morning. So we need to have a bit of resiliency, about a lot of things behind the scenes with that as well, but not necessarily. I wouldn't say attacking philosophy, defensive philosophy. It's a philosophy to win games.
Yep.
I think we sometimes confuse it, because on Friday night against an FC, if we play terrible and win the game 1-0, nobody at the stadium is going to care. And we can talk about possession football, attacking football, closing down teams, dropping off and letting teams try and break it down. At the weekend, we sat back deep, and we probably sat too deep.
Yeah.
And Melbourne was still good enough to go through, so I don't think it's not a coach, because go back 2 years ago when we got to the grand final, that team and now his tactics work for us. So we're going through that spell just now, and it's those simple mistakes. Like when there's no pressure on the midfielder, yet your defensive line has to drop. Well, Lockie Jackson threw the good game generally, but he got caught in that early ball over the top, because as a defence we never dropped back.
Yeah.
So I can look at a game as a coach, because I used to be a coach, and I can look and go, that's where we went wrong. So there's a lot of little things going wrong, then the lack of confidence, and then make a mistake, and we're getting punished when you play against a good team like Sydney FC. Sydney FC can play a game and be very average, but they can win the game 1-0 because somebody will get a chance and they'll score. I watched Andre a few weeks ago. He scored the hat-trick. He had only 4 shots at goals. He scored 3 of them. That's the difference at the moment. When we do get that half chance, Angus Southgate against Brisbane, 1v1, 2-0, game's over. So Angus did well, anticipated it, and keeper made a good save. Yeah, he should have went round him, he should have chipped him, everybody's an expert after it, but we never scored it, and I said at the time, that'll come back and bite us in the arse, and it did.
Yeah,
and that's not blaming Angus. It's not blaming Angus, it's just, when we played Sydney down in Sydney and we were down 2-1, I think maybe it was 1 each when Hoff had the air swing at the back post.
Yeah.
Goes in. We're up 2-1. They're the crucial ones that we're missing at the moment, and we have to work on that, and we have to get that confidence back up that somebody backs ourselves to score these goals.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We've got a question here from, I believe it's ADOG3. My question is, people talk about Jets having no money, but realistically, do we have enough for a decent manager?
That's a great question, because obviously Ernie is under contract with NBC, and we'll have to pay Ernie out in full, so there are no concerns there. I've spoke to Martin Lee. In a decent match, so we're looking at our manager to get paid for basically half a season, and then look at ongoing. So Ernie will get paid up till the end of May, and then a new coach will have to get paid up till the end of May, and then the next contract will kick in.
Yep.
So you can do things a lot of ways. You can pay somebody a minimal wage this year, but you can back end it next year. You can back end over the next couple of years of contract. So that's something that's done. It's not something we've looked at. We want to see the applicants that fits best, but because we're limited in budget this year, we could pay a lesser salary. The same as they do some teams when they sign a big player. He's not a marquee player this year, but he will be the next couple of years because you'll get back ended with his wages. So we could do similar things like that to bring a coach in.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so obviously we've got, obviously the situation. We've had a lot of people go, a lot of the fans obviously, were sad to see him go and everything else. And obviously, again, as a fan myself, I'd like to thank him for obviously his time here, obviously getting us to where he did. Obviously, and where we were when he came in, obviously, is a massive achievement. Yep. And the quality of, you have to look at his resume. Obviously, it's pretty decent resume. Obviously, the longest serving A League coach.
But just remember, Josh, when we brought him in, we got stick for fans as well for bringing him in.
Correct. No, 100%.
If you go back to Facebook and that, then not everybody was happy when Ernie came in.
Correct.
So blah 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 blah. So you can't keep. I learned when I became a coach and learned when I became the mayor. You can't keep everybody happy. And Ernie came in that first year was in his standard. Like nobody could ever wish for such a good season. And then like last season, we dropped off. We kept. And I just like to clear things up with budget. We spent the same amount of money year last season as the grand final season, and we finished 8th. And then this year, we've spent less, but we're still spending over the salary cap, and we will be spending more than some of the teams. And we've got injuries, but everybody's in the same boat as us. And so the budget has been cut. But when Ernie came in, it was fantastic lift for the City. But last season it dropped off, and this season we're sitting bottom of the league just about halfway through the season. And it's, and I'm sure you'll ask about people buying the club and major sponsorship and that. You know how hard it is when you're actually in the process of speaking to major sponsors to come on for the front of the home shirt, and you've just been up 6-2 or beat 4-0. It's a hard enough sell as it is, never mind when we're not going well. So there are a whole lot of things here. People blame the players, people blame the coach, people can blame me. I'm fine, I'm big enough and ugly enough to take that. And we just need to. I had to make a decision at a time when we've got enough time left to make a charge. Just watching. Team watching, it was a decision, and I came out publicly and said, when I told Ernie when I spoke to him on yesterday, it was my decision. It wasn't Martin Lee. I could hide behind Martin Lee and say it was Martin's decision. It wasn't Martin's decision. It was my decision. I'd spoke to Martin over a few weeks previous to it, and because obviously he was concerned because he's in the market to sell the club, but he knows it affects his business and stuff, but it was my decision. I had to make that decision, and after the result of the weekend, I just thought, well, it's not. I can't see it get much better in the short term. And I know Arroyo went fully today for the first time, which is great. But remember, Arroyo's only scored 1 goal last season. I know we're all going on about it, but you cut to the fact. Wes Houlihan was signed as a squad player, and we are missing him because he came here for the right reason. He's a big loss. That drive, and we miss him, and that would take a bit of pressure off Jimmy in the midfield. Kane Shepard's been out. Kane's not scored a goal last season. So we've got other boys need when other people can't score. They need it. Like young Gus has stepped up, but Gus isn't a striker. Gus is an attacking midfield player, but he's been put in there to do a job, and he's working very hard. And that boy, he'll be a great player. But I just had to make that call and make on. And again, the previous 3-4 weeks, as you said, Ernie was getting slaughtered. Players are getting slaughtered. Individual players are getting slaughtered. Now, clubs getting slaughtered because we've made a decision. They hopefully bring us a chance to make the finals. I believe we could not make the finals with the way we were going.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got a hard game on Friday against Sydney. We're playing the champions. They're running away with the league. But today when we spoke to players, we believe we can get something out of them.
Yep.
The game down there, in that first half, we were well in the game. When we remember off to Wellington, which is going, it's a hard game when they're going poorly, but they're going well.
Oh,
so
100%.
It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy every game, but we just need to believe, and we need to get the players to believe and get that spring in the step. And after training today, the boys were a bit annoyed about them, a bit of spring, a few smiles, and that's not because they take the result lightly. Because I think you messaged me yesterday, and one of your friends, one of the boys, was going back to playing with the boys, and it wasn't a happy-looking place.
Yeah. No, 100%.
The boys got hurt. Yeah, the boys got hurt.
Yep.
And it's not always the coach. It's a combination of things. And I just believed it was time for a fresh up and some enthusiasm. And today, Daniel McBreen, Lee, Chinese coach, myself, Joe Griffiths, we were all there, and it was light. And it was just to get that, get the boys focused on playing football again, and focus. The main thing for us is in 3 days' time we're playing the champions at home. We're under pressure. We're not expected to win, and we're trying to redeem ourselves in front of our fans.
That's at the end of the day. Obviously, every team's beatable. You know what I mean? It's no Premier League or anything like that where you've got your top six, so to speak, and they're expected to win every week. The A League's not like that. So any team can beat any other team on any given day. We were there yesterday. On Sunday, and the boys came over, and it was as if they didn't want to come over. You know what I mean? Like they felt embarrassed. They
were embarrassed.
100%. You know what I mean? That's it. The professional athletes, they've been getting flogged. Yep.
Yeah. It happened before. It happened last season. I can remember a game because Nigel Bogard and Joel actually had a bit of an argument about it because Bogues was embarrassed. We actually won the game, but Bogues was actually embarrassed how we played the last 10-15 minutes. And Bogues didn't want to play it because he felt embarrassed that we'd let the fans down. But although we won it, and I don't care about winning ugly. I don't care. But the boys are embarrassed. But I spoke to Bossy today about it, and your message sums it up, how the boys looked. I forget the word you used on the plane. There weren't many smiles, because they're nothing worse than seeing your team get beat, and then you see them on the bus, or you see them on the plane, and they're laughing and giggling and playing cards, and not got a care in the world. The boys, you saw them this morning trying to get announced, trying to get a smile off them when we had that team meet them. They were nothing. It was like talking to 20 odd statues that we couldn't, and we tried to get that laugh and lift that mood. Because I'm a firm believer when you play football or you go to your work, if you enjoy your workplace, you'll play with a smile or work with a smile on your face, and you'll work better. You'll get more productivity, and that's what we try to do today. And and I think we succeeded. The boys are good, and half of them stayed out and done extras. Arroyo, he never stayed out and done extras. He was bugger. He was breathing. And Demi Petrados played with an injury at the weekend, and he probably shouldn't have played, but he felt as though he was letting the team down, so he played. So whether he plays at the weekend, Stevie Gakovic played from an injury. So the boys are feeling it. So and there's no better thing, as we told them, nobody expects anything from them on Friday night. You just go out there, boys, and you give it your all. Because the Newcastle crowd, they want to see their team get out and fighting and battling. And if we don't win the game and we gave everything we got, you'll get the fans standing and applauding you when you come off. And that's because it means a lot to Newcastle people that you put in that fight for them.
Absolutely. I think I sent you a message the other day before the victory game. As I said, it wasn't a win. Well, not after a win. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, after the last couple of weeks of losses, you don't expect a team to friggin' bounce back and obviously, trounce a team like the run we've had in the last couple of weeks. All you expect is a solid 90 minutes, and I think that's the one thing as a fan watching it and watching the games, and that is we haven't really given a full 90 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, in my opinion, I think we've
one game.
Or one game, you count, Ben?
And I'm pretty sure it was the Brisbane game.
Oh, the Brisbane game, yeah, right up until until they scored. But yeah, like, you know what I mean? There's just obviously there's dribs and drabs. Like the first, I'd say probably from 20 minutes in to about 40 minutes in against Victory, we looked good. In my opinion, the possession was there, the balls were hitting feet, everything was moving. We looked like a solid unit, and then I don't know, come half time, it just obviously it went downhill, and we know the end result. But just quickly going back to what you were saying about obviously in the last 24 hours, we've seen a lot of people blame Martin Lee. He should be held accountable. Obviously, yes, it's Ernie's fault, or no, Ernie was hard treated and so forth. Now, I don't know, the fans may not be overly happy with me right here, but as you said, you're more than happy to take the blame. And I don't think in the last 24 hours I've seen a bad thing come out about your name. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, it's Laurie's fault. It's Laurie's fault. And at the end of the day, you are the CEO. Martin Lee's not here. He's not an owner who can drop into games week in, week out and so forth. So the whole idea is he's entrusted you to oversee everything from day to day. So at the end of the day, you obviously have to take some responsibility for it. And I think the fans, as I said, ever since you've came into the club, mate, it's been great. Obviously, everything you do for the club and everything, we thank you. We can't thank you enough, obviously, for what you've done for it. But at the same time, I think it's sort of clouded a lot of people not wanting to put the finger. You know what I mean? Like I said, I might get some stick from it myself. But at the end of the day, you are the CEO, and you've honestly came out and said, "Look, I made the decision." I mean, I've come to the decision to let him go and so forth. You may have obviously consulted Martin Lee about it, but I'm sure that was no case when you appointed him as well. Is that correct?
Exactly the same. Well, I appointed him because when I spoke to Martin Lee and I gave him the short list, 3 people, and I wanted him because when Matt Jones left, when I had to start Matt Jones, Martin Lee never told me to start Matt Jones. I knew he wanted me to start Matt Jones, but he would not tell me that, and that's just the Chinese way.
Yeah.
And I sacked my mate, and Ernie's a mate as well. I class Ernie as a mate as well.
Yeah.
And it's not nice when you have to sit across the table and tell somebody that he's no longer needed at the club.
Yeah. And
with the Martin, I kept Martin involved every week, give him an update how he's playing, and told him what he knew, and he agreed, and he fully supported me. He told me I fully support how I handled it, and he's a businessman, and his business is going a lot better, and he was fully behind me. But he never, and I want everybody to know that, because I'm big enough and ugly enough, I can take that. If people are not happy with it, so be it. But
correct.
I have to make sure, and people need to realise, and I've said this a few times, players come and go, coaches come and go, CEOs come and go, but the club has to be
correct. And
I'm making decisions now, and we're cutting budgets so that we can keep ticking over just now until we get a buyer or an investor, or the new independent A League kicks in and it gets more money for the club. To make sure this club's here. And somebody brought up a question this morning interview: has anybody ever talked about moving the club away? And I said, well, to be honest, yeah, they have. And I shot that down. I got asked, would we speak to a consortium from another place to move the license?
Yeah,
and I never thought we could, and that's legit.
Yep.
And that was this season, and it was no chance for even speaking to you for that, because we're not interested as a club to do that.
Correct.
And I could never hold my head. Obviously, it was hard enough coming in, obviously, me being in the Mariners and then come up here.
Yeah.
To be part of something like that. To me, whether I'm there, Joe Griffiths is there, Ernie Merrick, whether the new coach is, the club's the important thing. And I made this decision that we we're going to push to the top 6.
Yep.
Hopefully, we've got enough time. There are only 6 points in it.
Yep.
And if we get there to the top 6 at the end of the season, I'll be going back through Facebook and I'll be going back through Twitter and I'll look for all the smart asses and I'll just remind them, because they've got a long memory, what people said and what people thought. And I'll go on and you'll see me on Facebook and see me on Twitter. And I'm polite, but if somebody's got the facts wrong, I'll go on and I'll let them know the facts. Or, as a few members who texted me last night to say they weren't renewing their memberships, I phoned them up and I told them a few things. Obviously, same as with Scott Miller, there were other things going on that people didn't know about, and it wasn't for the public domain to be out there. But I told them some of the stuff that's going on and some of my concerns. And they went, well, we never knew that. I said, well, yeah, well, that's why.
Yeah.
And those people were all good. And now, I think we've got 8 people roughly who have phoned up and want to cancel their membership. Once things settle down, I'll phone all them up and I'll just go through a similar process. It means something to me that people, if you want to walk away, fine. I'm a Rangers fan, and I never walked away when our team went to the top division and the bottom division because of the finances. When I went out my walk, I made sure I walked with a Rangers shirt on every day I went to walk, because I was prouder than ever that I wanted to prove it. And I've been brought up that way to support my club. And it's sometimes just disappointing that not just Newcastle, but in Australia, people just and I totally respect everybody's opinion. You'll never hear me having a go at somebody because they don't agree with me. Never. I'll respect everybody's opinion. But we don't need to agree.
No,
everybody. The great thing about our game is, which people can have an opinion on the game of the weekend, and there'll be 20 different opinions, which is fantastic about our game. And that's why we're all passionate. And the big thing is, fans they're passionate, they're behind it, and they're disappointed. But we have to look for. So if we'd have struggled through the season, would Ernie been re-signed next year? No, he wouldn't have been. And we'd have to start that process. So we're actually looking further down the track and going, right, where do we go for here? And I hate doing it.
Absolutely.
And not because I'll get some stick, not because of that. I don't give a shit. I'm big enough as a bed to handle that. But the big thing is the club's here. Martin Lee has been a very generous guy so far. Obviously, he's had his issues, and it does my head in when people blame him because he's not in any more money. What's our God-given right to expect somebody just to chuck in money to a bottomless pit? Because that's what happened to Constantine, that happened to Tinkler.
Correct.
We have to stand on our own 2 feet. That's why we made cuts this year. That's because we start getting down to that break-even point, which we would have hoped we would have been. But a simple thing is that we were budgeting for X amount to grant money for next year. Because with the Independent A League. So now it's not going to happen. So we're going to be in the same. But straight away, there's 400 grand out of your budget. And then you're talking to me to sponsor for a 300 grand sponsorship for front of home jersey, and you could beat 6-2, bang, that goes out the window. You know what I mean? So
100%, mate. Look, as
and another thing, sorry, John.
No, mate, absolutely.
But people go on about the cuts to the club, no assistant coach, all that stuff. Clayton Dane handed his notice, and I was straight into Ernie. You need to get an assistant coach. No, don't need one. I went, no, you need to get one. No, got leave, we're covered. Went in and gave him a suggestion of 4 local coaches. Damien Zane, Ruben, Hugh, they come in for a month with work experience, give them that.
Give them a bit of a.
No, not interested.
Right.
So then last night, the other one, you don't have a fitness coach. So, well, the fitness coach resigned, and I got the new one started today. So yeah, it wasn't there last week, but we had to push that to make it happen because. So the football side of things, yeah, we cut the budget and the playing budget, same as the W League, but staffing and all that stuff is taken then. In our office, we're the ones that are suffering in the office because we're on the bare minimum.
Yeah.
And if I had another couple of $100 grand available now, I wouldn't be putting in the football team. I'd be putting in the staff so that everybody's not multitasking and working so hard.
Yeah.
The team, as I've said, the only change in the operating budget this year is instead of the team going 2 nights before to the game in Perth, they'll go 1 night before. And I know Ernie made a comment in the press. I don't know if anybody picked it up. I picked it up because I knew it was that.
Yeah.
Saying the boys got in late and the boys were tired in the second half. No, I don't agree with that because so what's the game? The boys that we gave away a goal straight after half time when Lawrie Jackson came off and Johnny gave the ball away. Blah blah blah. That was us.
Yeah.
And we folded it like a pack of cards.
No, absolutely.
It's nothing to do. So Perth Glory travel to Newcastle. They travel the day before. Perth Glory travel to Central Coast the day before. Central Coast travel to Perth the day before. So that is the only 1 night's accommodation is the only altered thing in the club's budget to the players to the team.
Well, we've got a few more questions for you here. Before we quickly let you go, we've got a quick one. Obviously, more of a thanks to you, mate, from Luke Sports Gaming. Virtually saying that you are the best CEO in the league because he's approachable on social media. I'd agree with that. I'm pretty sure if you went to most people in the street and so forth, even I'm in Melbourne, and you asked them who the Melbourne CEO was or the Melbourne City and so forth, I don't think they could tell you. End of story. So
they're just a suit.
They just sort of sit back and that's up to them and so forth. And if they do, congratulate to them, but I don't see any of that.
Yeah.
So obviously Luke's just virtually saying that, thanks very much for everything you do, obviously on social media and so everything.
Cheers, Luke.
Obviously the other one, we've got another one here from Love Bagpipes. He's got 2. He's just got a quick one. Do you think we should have an applause for Ernie at some designated minute for us to show our respect for the grand final year, maybe say the 17th, 18th minute? Your reaction to that?
Ernie got his 300th game up with the club. We've got a framed jersey that's in his office. I'm unsure if we're taking it. And my meeting with Ernie yesterday was very amicable. There were no shouting, no that. It was very amicable, shook hands, very, very respectful. But the guy came in and he inherited a squad that was all signed. It wasn't his squad, it was all put together and he got us to the grand final, which we should have won. We all know that, but we don't want to go on about it.
Right.
Then, totally agree. Totally agree. Pardon me.
So here's a question for you. Did Gary Van Egmond get a minute's applause when he left the club for winning the grand final 2008?
Absolutely. Actually, that was actually one of the questions a little bit up here. I've got here was, is there a possible, is Gary Van Egmond available? If so, do you think that he may come back? Obviously,
Gary's in with the national team. The national
correct.
Team's obviously doing very, very well, and I've definitely not heard from Gary. And we catch up with Gary, Joe Griffin. Gary keeps us informed with a lot of the young players going about, so we've got a really good relationship.
Yeah, good
with Gary. I don't. Sometimes in coaching that you don't let. Joe Griffiths was pushing me to take the team for the next few weeks, and because I was a coach before, it doesn't mean I should go. I'm going to coach the team for the next few weeks.
I wouldn't have been opposed to that. That's literally what we said.
I was contemplating that earlier today.
A lot of people wouldn't have been opposed, but I'm not going to be the Tony Wormsley of Newcastle. That's me just taking the piss out of the Mariners, by the way. But I could have done that easily, but it's not about me. It's not about Sidinzi. We'll be in the background, we'll be discussing things. It's important that we get things as good as we can for these games. And it's not about old coaches or minutes applause. My personal thing, I don't think. Ernie's done well and he's been thanked and he'll be missed because he was a nice guy and he fit in well in Newcastle and he was funny and his press conferences, some of them classic. But I wouldn't.
No. The biggest thing is the people who have said, you know, the people who were saying, Lawrie, yeah, go mate.
When you go, Josh.
No, I was just going to say the people who are obviously on the, you know, are sort of feeling a little bit hard done by, obviously Ernie getting the boot and so forth. It's not his last gig. You know what I mean? Like he'll find another gig somewhere. Geez, Babel's almost on the way out. Who knows? You know. You know what I mean? It's you know what I mean? But like Ben and I were sort of saying, you know, look, you got Halidi there, you've got Georgievski there, and so forth. You know, so it is a possibility. I have no idea, you know, how much of a possibility. But at the end of the day, he will find another club, and then he'll be hated again from a Jets. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's football, and that's
exactly
the game. But and at the weekend, for instance, there'll be a moment's silence for the people who have died in bushfires, and there'll be a moment's applause for the fire guys. So there's going to be a lot around about the league. So there's going to be a lot of stuff on. There'll be black armbands and raising money to go to the fireys and that. So you know, I think some of these things are probably a wee bit more important than recognising what. And everything. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking anything away. It was an amazing journey that year. But as I said today in the interview, that's a year and a half ago. We can't dwell on that. We finished 8th, and now we're sitting last.
Yep.
We have to address it.
100%. Ben, mate, you got a question for Lawrie?
I do. We'll move off the sort of, you know, stuff that's sort of happened over the past, 48 hours or so, and we'll just ask a straight question here. Something that I'm more personally interested in. Bryce Johnson started today, you mentioned, as well, as the new strength and conditioning coach. Can you tell us a bit more about him, where he was prior to being at the Jets and, what sort of qualifications the lad's got?
Yeah. So Bryce's name got put forward to me because we'd interviewed a couple of people. They fell through. They wanted the job, but family reasons, pregnant wife, good wife jobs, it never worked out. His name got put forward. I put it forward with another 2 to Ernie. Ernie picked Bryce out. And Ernie's got a strong sports science background. I've run Bryce. I first came across Bryce when I was the Mariners coach. Andrew Clark was the player and sports scientist. He's done both roles. And Clarkie used to get him in to do the speed and the strength work.
Yep.
And he came in on and off for a couple of years. I was at the Mariners. That was the first time I met Bryce. He's worked at quite a few rugby league teams. He was head sports scientist at the Mariners for 2 years. Was highly regarded. Then when Paul Ocon came in, Ocon wanted to bring in his own guy.
Yep.
So they made it a bit hard, and he left and he set up his own business.
Yep.
And he's based on the Central Coast. And when I spoke to him, he was very, very keen to talk. So I met him straight away. Came up to meet Ernie, and he was impressed. He knew some of the boys. He knew quite a few of the boys.
Yep.
And he's got one of his FFA requirements. There's something, I don't know the name of the certificate. It just elapsed on the 31st of December. He's enrolled. He's got all the accreditation. He'll be fine to be in the bench the weekend. He's got a bit of banter. He was met the boys today for the first time. He's in the background, stirring them up, seeing it. But his speed and strength is stuff. But he's right into all the sports science. Very well qualified. And I think he'll be. He's been on the phone 2-3 times tonight, just asking. We just want to know, just want to understand things. And he's been impressed with the boys. We're coming to see the boys today and what they went through. He's obviously been involved with the Mariners.
Yeah.
When Wormsley and that, it wasn't a happy place. But I only actually CEO of the Mariners just texted me tonight and just said, "Oh, everything's okay," and he picked up a good guy there because it was Paul Ocon that wanted rid of him. It wasn't the club that wanted rid of him.
Yeah, well, at least he's on the coast there, mate, so that'll be another carpool buddy for you, mate. You can carpool, save the fuel.
Yeah, I'll be in there before him.
What have we got here? Love Bagpipes has also said, totally off obviously the sacking. I'm curious how much effort goes into attracting the sponsors for the club. I saw this year Western Sydney Wanderers allocated a senior administration role to courting and sourcing sponsorships. What do we have in place?
Is that to attract? Because you were just bouncing about. Is that to attract sponsors?
Yeah, so they're Western Sydney Wanderers they've allocated a senior administration role to virtually like court and source sponsorships.
Well, we've got that.
I was going to say we've got we've got the.
I think it's is it Chris?
Chris is our sponsor. Is that right?
Craig Williams is there.
Craig,
that's it.
Craig Williams, that's him. Yeah.
Craig's the sponsorship manager, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then I help. I get involved in a lot of sponsorship, bring them in. Craig sources, Craig services, Craig delivers. Obviously, with the help of me and the help of a few other people, but when I've had to cut the budget, that's what I was talking about. That we need extra staff because we've basically cut. And Martin actually acknowledged that. I told them at the time, I've cut staff out here, but Craig needs to be servicing and getting new sponsors in, not doing paperwork. Somebody else has, you know what I mean? So that's one of the roles that will definitely help and bring in. But sponsorship in Newcastle is tough, regardless if you're the Knights, you're the Jets. It's just a very, very tough market.
Well, we can see that obviously with no major sponsor obviously on the front of our shirts.
And we've been close a couple of times.
Yeah.
Very, very close, and through no fault of our own.
Yep.
When a guy goes away for the weekend to discuss and think about the sponsorship, and one of his mates' company was involved with a rugby league team, and the brand get tarnished a bit because there were some shenanigans going on, and you come back and you lose the sponsorship.
Yep.
Through no fault of your own, it's disappointing when you think it's there.
Yeah.
And it was a local brand, which would have been huge for us.
Yep. So just out of curiosity, obviously, how much obviously are we looking for a sponsorship? You know, I mean, like what is a rough figure of
how much does it cost to get your logo
on
the front of a Jet shirt?
So and being a regional club, we can't get you $1 million which some of the other clubs get for the major sponsor. But we were looking with what we got from Peruvian Homes last year.
Yep.
You put that over the season for the home games, it would have been about 400 grand's worth of value for the home jersey.
Yep.
But as they finish up, we were looking for 200,000. That's what we're very close to getting 200,000 now.
Yeah.
And we're very close with two people, and that was only recently, just before Christmas, and that fell through. So that's roughly around about that 300 grand mark for the front of the shirt. Then we obviously sell the back of the shirt, and then we've got the sleeve, we've got the back of the shirt, we've got the uni on the back, we've got the McDonald's on the sleeve. We've not got anybody on the shorts. Obviously, Inspiration. Greater Bank's our biggest sponsor, but they're a community sponsor, and they only go on our polo shirts and tracksuits.
Yep. Well, I think I've got two more questions for you, and we're going to let you go because I think you said you got to duck down the shops, and I couldn't imagine you walking down the shops in and out down there without getting hackled.
I've got all my Newcastle Jets gear on, so don't you worry about that. It goes down the street. Don't you worry.
Just expect it, mate. My last question to you, mate, obviously in regards to the whole Ernie scenario and everything else, is in regards to obviously player signings and contract renewals, etc. So obviously we've had Topper Stanley renew recently, Ben Kanarowski, etc.
And
Hoffy and so forth. Was that did Ernie have a lot to do with that? Like, did he say I want these players renewed? We need them, or was that sort of the backroom stuff?
So Topper was done last season, but then the two have been done this season so far were Hawk and Canna.
Yep.
And Ernie, because there were one thing, Ernie was Phil Griffith sent an email to Ernie. You're happy for me to offer Kanarowski and just offer a 2-year contract? Yes, definitely. And here's my list of other players at my suggestions.
Yep.
So it was on Ernie's request that we sign them.
Okay. Fair enough.
And if anybody doesn't believe me, I'm happy to show them the email. That was the same as the Matt Miller secret meeting that I had apparently, and we never notified the Mariners. Very similar to that. Very happy to show the email we sent to the Mariners.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, no, I just sort of wanted to sort of clear that up. Obviously, we've seen plenty of stuff going around. Obviously, we didn't really want Ernie gone and so forth. But I had an inkling that obviously that was somewhat up to the coach's decision.
I've never, because I was a coach.
Yep.
I don't cross that line.
Yeah.
Ernie used to ask me my opinion after every game.
Yeah.
And during last season, he stopped asking me, so I never gave him my opinion because he didn't ask me. Because I don't think I'm a coach. Well, I knew what it was like when I was a coach, so I didn't like my chairman coming in and telling me what to do. So the players, there's been a budget available to bring in players now, and yeah, it's not huge, but it's decent, and continuously. We put Joe Griffiths, more players, and no players, and that's why sometimes it came out, we don't only $3.50 to spend on players. Well, that's not the case. But we would never sign a player, and now overseas, more of the overseas clubs, more and more, it's the club that signs the players because the coaches come and go and the club stays there, so the club actually identifies the players, shows it to the coach, obviously, but coaches come and go all over the world, and so there's a big, and there's the positives for that and negatives for it as well. But Ernie was involved in every signing. He approved every signing of the club that came in, apart from year one, because they were all signed.
Okay, so I've just got one last quick one. Have you got one, Ben? Yeah, mate. Yeah, go.
I prefer that one. This is a bit of a sort of grey area question, but any advice on it would help. Could you give us an insight as to how a standard A League contract works? Things like a breakdown of an average weekly wage, what sort of bonuses are included, and is it the same at every other club and even a W League contract?
Before you answer that as well, in regards to that, obviously, mainly for the factor that obviously these guys don't play 12 months of the year. They have it is one of the longest off seasons in football. So, do they sort of get paid for that off season, or are they only strictly sort of contracted for what they play?
And it's also very much the fact of, people are saying, we're hearing that, yes, we have spent the cap, and it sort of helps a little bit as to how that gets broken down.
Yep. So the boys get paid 12 months of the year.
Yep.
We'll finish, if the season finishes in May, the boys will usually hang about because they're meant to get 6 weeks off.
Yep.
So you work back to 1st of July, so middle of May they'll finish. So if the season, if we don't make the finals, the boys will be doing tests and they'll be doing a lot of promos.
Yep.
Basically, not doing a lot, but thinking over.
Yeah.
So the girls get paid for 20 weeks of the year.
Okay.
So the girls' wages have went up. I think the minimum is about 16,000 because it's paid an hourly rate, but compared to the men's now, it's the same.
Okay.
Same hourly rate, but they only get paid for roughly 20 weeks a year at the moment because of the length of the season.
Yeah.
So the boys minimum, if you're an under 20 player, you get under 21 player roughly about 45,000 plus super, so you're just over the 50 grand.
Yep.
If you're over 21 and you're a senior player, you get about 70-something thousand.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when it goes up to there. So then some boys might get an appearance bonus. If you're a young boy, you might get 5 grand for 10 appearances and another 5 grand for another 10. You might have a finals bonus, 5 grand, 10 grand, something like that.
Yep.
But not them all, because a lot of the time if you put a bonus in the contract, if you don't achieve that bonus, well, that money, you've not spent it and it's in the cap and you can spend it.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Year one of the A League at the Mariners, we had everybody on a $500 win bonus. So you try and work out, because if you have a great season, you could blow the salary cap.
Yeah.
If you have a poor season, you've maybe got 50 grand left in the bank that you could have spent on a player.
Yeah, right.
So and everybody does it different. As I said earlier, some clubs will bring in somebody like a Barbarouses and not pay him too much this year, but he's loaded up the next 2 years.
Yeah,
They
correct.
had problems fitting him in the cap. So and then I think the average wage in the A League is about 130 grand. I think.
Yep.
I think the roughly 130, 140 off the stuff with the PFA. So if you're doing it for 140, 10 times that, 1.4, 2 points. So if you get 20 players on that, you're up to 2.8 million.
Roughly.
Salary cap's 3.2. So your better end players will get a bit more, and your other guys will get a wee bit less. And that's roughly, you can work it out on that.
Yeah, right. Well, there you go. That's actually that's really, really good insight to that. Obviously, talking wages and so forth, just quickly, obviously, when the new coach does get appointed and so forth, I believe there is the whole, don't quote me because it's been so long since I heard it, but then we haven't really seen much of it happen. Under 23 loan deals through the A League.
Yep, we've looked at that. We've looked at that.
Yep.
We've presented a couple of them to Ernie, and he's not come back.
Yeah. Because there was one. Who were we
I've
talking
got
about?
one in mind.
Who were we talking about, Ben?
Dylan Wenzel-Halls.
Wenzel-Halls. Yes.
Yeah, but I don't think we went for him last year, but we'd actually missed him because he'd already signed with Brisbane. He'd actually extended his contract.
Yeah.
So obviously the player and the club have to. We've spoke to a few clubs.
Yep.
About getting under 23 players. Spoke to Graham Arnold, some of the boys who's in his national team set up under 23s who are not playing.
Yep.
And we put them forward, and because they're not playing regularly at that club, Ernie wasn't interested in them. But we wanted to bring them in to freshen it up, freshen things, a new face. But these are all things we've worked on, and because we've got, as I've said, we've got a part of Joey Chambliss's money.
Yep.
Obviously his bill and the insurance money for Wes Houlihan and Kane Shepherd.
Yep.
And it's not a huge amount of money, but there's money there to bring somebody in. Yeah.
No, it was just more of a, obviously, you know, we were sort of looking, like, obviously, Scotty McDonald looks like he maybe, obviously, he's definitely leaving Western United. That's a given from what Rudin was saying, but obviously, he was looking at going up there. Obviously, you've got the likes of him and obviously O'Donovan and so forth. Obviously, it's sort of moved him sort of down the pecking order, and obviously, I feel he's definitely a player who can play first-team football. And that's why we sort
hasn't had chances.
It just hasn't really, unfortunately had the chances to do so there, which that's the only real reason why I sort of plucked his name out.
We've definitely inquired about bringing in some under 23 players, but so when a new coach comes in, if he comes in quick enough and the window's still open, that'd be one of the first things we'd address, just to freshen things, just to give us another voice, another fresh face. And if I see somebody, when I used to play in Scotland, if I saw somebody walk in the dressing room, first thing you think of, what position's he? And if he was a centre forward, they would kick hell out on the training.
Yeah.
Until they earned your respect, you know, then, because he was after my spot, you know, and you need, and probably we've not had competition for spots because we've had a few injuries to key players.
Yeah. What about What about your mate Voyutsa, mate? Maybe
Voyutsa's sitting on the bench.
Get him back on loan, mate. I think it's absolute waste. I can't believe they're leaving him on the bench.
Who's that?
Voyutsa. Ivan.
Yeah, well, we told Ivan.
Yeah.
And I've been through this for many, many years. I've told many players the grass isn't always greener on the other side. and he gets told to dream.
Yeah.
And actually, Rudin wanted to take him to Wellington last Christmas, and we wouldn't allow it to happen. And then he wanted to go there, and he's not played 1 minute. And
we went and seen him. We caught up with him after they played. Who was it? City. He sort of just come around and was thanking the fans, and that he's seen us with the Jet shirts on.
Like, I know you too.
Yeah, he sort of come on over and everything else, and I was just like, mate, what's going on? You left for this? Seriously?
Yeah.
And he just looked deflated. He's just like, He definitely wasn't happy.
He's a lovely kid.
Absolutely.
I love him. He's a favourite.
He's just listened to bad advice, and he was dead set on going with under 23. Same as Johnny Kutrimbis, and now Kutrimbis is not even in the squad. Never mind. He was a starting right fullback going back 6 months ago.
Correct.
He's not even considered for the squad.
Well, to be honest, it's a lot of them. Dimmy was in the same position. Socceroos, and in my opinion, unfortunately, I don't feel he's not playing to his potential.
No.
End of story.
No. Yeah. And we need Dimmy to play well. We
100%.
rely on him.
Absolutely, mate. We've got one last question, and then we're going to let you go. It's from Love Bagpipes again. It says, "Can you guys ask Lawrie how he honestly feels for the future of the club? Are we in a good position moving forward, or is it gonna,
No, I'm a very positive guy, and obviously when you've got money issues that we've had, and I don't think people actually realise how hard it is, and how when you just basically concentrate to make sure we're functioning rather than building the club.
Yep.
But after speaking to Martin, you get the chairman of Melbourne Victory phoned me yesterday just saying he's sorry he didn't see me the weekend.
Yep.
Talking about that period of the game, we took something out of the game, and he says what you are doing up there with what you're going through is amazing. Keep it going. We need a strong Newcastle Jets. Well, I mean, you get that for Anthony Pedro. That's nice.
Yep.
People recognise what they understand what we're going through.
Yeah.
But I've got three. I've had an offer a few weeks ago in Ryan. And it's just a part owner. I've got somebody that's interested in majority, and I've got another group that could be interested. But I've been dealing with these pumpers for the last year. I've never met so many people who waste so much time.
Correct.
So I'm actually thinking they're going to matter when these new ones are there. Once they fall away, they fall away. Hopefully they come through. If they don't, so be it. We've got another option of getting people to invest in the club, but it's actually like a loan. They'll get a return on the money, and obviously I'd be one of the ones that'd be investing in it. So if I'm going to invest money in that, and that would basically the money we'd try and raise would be to get us through the next couple of years, so we can actually build the club and not focus on we need to get money in, we need to do this, we need to do that. To actually build the club.
Yeah.
So I think the future is looking good. The Independent A League will not be an immediate cash cow when that officially happens, probably near the end of the year.
Yeah.
Because separating to FFAs costs a lot more money.
Yeah.
And part of the deal is FFA can't be in a worse off financial position.
Well, that's what I feel. I think he should wait. I think he should wait for that to kick in before he sort of.
Because at the moment, George, look, once that Independent A League thing's signed, Newcastle Jets own 7.23% of the A League.
Yeah,
FFA will have a 20% golden share,
and
the other 11 clubs will split the 80%, then the 12. It'll dilute with new clubs fund, but we actually own something in the business.
Correct.
We actually own it. That's worth money.
Yep.
And Simon Pearce, who's the Melbourne City chairperson and a big hitter in the City Group, the last time I met with him for some advice, he says, try and get Martin to hang on to the club because he'll benefit in the long run. And that's what I'm trying to do.
Correct.
And that's what I'm trying to do. And I know people don't like it. He doesn't just give us bottomless pit of money, and it's been hard for the last 2 years. But the guy's a generous guy, and obviously I know him, and I respect the guy what he's done for Newcastle, what he's done. Because if he hadn't have came in, who knows what would have happened? There was nobody else chapping FFA's door down, I can assure you.
Yeah, at the end of the day, obviously they can bag him as much as they like, and they can blame him, and obviously he's just wanting to get rid of it and so forth and whatever. At the end of the day, if how much is he asking, Lawrie?
15 million, and that's what he's put in.
There you go.
It's cost him 15 million in 3 years. Bought the license for 15 and a half.
Yeah. At the
end, for five and a half, we lost 3.4 million year one, 2.8 million year two, and 2.4 million last year.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Anyone who's got a spare 15 million and think they can do a better job,
I'd like to see him put their hand up.
Hit Lawrie up.
Yeah, and this year we'll hopefully because a few things blew out, we'll probably put 1.7. So we're going in the right direction.
Yeah.
But it is tough. It's tough.
At the end of the day, it's a football club. You shouldn't be in a football club to make millions. Like,
No,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You do it for the love.
At a stage we can break even, and maybe one thing we can do. Me and Martin's been toying with this idea, and it's obviously we have to get some, whether it's a shareholder come in or we raise some money and that gets us shares, but to issue some shares, a percentage of shares to the members, and then the members can vote somebody onto a committee that can actually come and represent the supporters.
Yep.
And Martin's open to that. You know, Martin, he's not shrugging away. I've said it'd be a good outcome.
Yeah.
But we have to get the future secure.
Correct.
And then that's stuff we can look at.
Absolutely, mate. We thank you honestly for the hour of your time. You know, obviously
my
you've
10
been.
minutes. My 10 minutes is good.
Yeah, you mate. I know. You sort of said it, and I'm like, man, you get on here and you just love to chat and.
So the thing is, I'm not going to have sex with the wife, and it's going to go for the 3 hours.
She's in for a long night. She's probably in bed already.
I got a response there. I can see a leg getting waved over the couch at me. This is behaviour, Phil.
Oh, far out, mate. Honestly, mate, we thank you very much for your time. And obviously we
understand it's been a rough 48 hours.
Yeah, understand. But at the same time, obviously, it's part and parcel. As I said, you've been there before. You know what it's all about. And
Definitely.
at the end of the day, shit happens, and you know, no hard feelings. You know, he'll move on to another club, and we'll move on, and everyone will be fine. And hopefully the results start coming, and obviously, hopefully, again, you know, we don't expect to win, and that's the biggest thing with the fans. Don't go there, you know, expecting much. Support the boys, and obviously, just all we want as fans is 90 minutes. That's the biggest thing. You know what I mean? Don't drop your heads. If you can see the goal, shit happens. Just keep going. Football changes so quickly, so that's the biggest thing.
And in saying that as well, when the lads come over at the end of the game, Lawrie, please tell them to never ever be embarrassed. We're always going to be there to shake their hands. Win,
absolutely.
lose, or 4-0 draw. We don't care.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Get them over. I was disappointed, Bobby.
Yeah, we want to speak to Bobby.
Really wanted to speak to Bobby and just, you know, sort of friggin', you know, sort
bend
of
the ear.
Yeah, you know, sort of bend the ear a bit, and I don't know what happened there, why he sort of didn't come over, but you know, you'll be down in 2 weeks anyway, mate. We'll see you. We'll see you then.
Okay, boys.
Righto, mate. Thank you very much. We'll speak to you later, mate.
Okay.
See you, mate. Well, there we go. So we've just ticked over the hour mark. I was expecting to get maybe 5-10 minutes with him before he got hackled away by maybe an email, not his wife. But anyway, at the end of the day, guys, obviously, you know, we thank Lawrie for everything he's done tonight. He didn't have to do it. At the end of the day, as I said previously, so many people have hammered Ernie Merrick. So many people have hammered Martin Lee. At the end of the day, it is Laurie's decision. He makes the call. He may have to go to Martin Lee and go, this is what I'm doing. Can you sign off on it? But at the end of the day, Martin Lee's not really here to make the call. So he virtually has to trust Lawrie Mckinna in every decision that he makes in the club, as he is the face of the club.
Yep.
At the end of the day...
And in saying that, Lawrie was the first one to turn around and say, if you want somebody to blame me.
Yeah.
And as he quoted, you know, I'm big enough and ugly enough to take that when it comes at me. Here's the thing. No, he's put his hands up to say that, yeah, okay, it's me.
Yeah.
And nobody is sort of doing it.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing. It's the one thing, like, I get it. No one wants to blame Lawrie. Like me, I'll put my hand up. As I said,
of course.
I have a good relationship with Lawrie.
That's right.
Thankfully, and that's why we are available. Sorry,
he
he makes himself available to do these sort of things for us, and we thank him a lot for that. But at the same time, he's not going to sit there and not take the blame if it's not, you know, obviously he sacked the coach, but at the end of the day, before that outcome, as the results were not going his way, Ernie's way, the team's way, he was taking the blame.
Yeah.
He had to take some responsibility and go, this isn't all his fault. It's my fault. It's Joel's fault. It's the players' fault. Oh Christ, we're back on.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, we made it. It was just easy because we had to sort out the phone and shit and everything else. But yeah. Look, as I said, we're happy to sit on here and chat for a bit if everyone's keen to have a chat. Any other questions we can talk about? The team, what you think the lineups are going to be, where you think the problems are with the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people have obviously said, you got to hold the players accountable. Well, at the end of the day, they don't sign themselves.
Oh, yeah.
We've heard that firsthand. Ernie Merrick has signed those players. If he didn't think they were good enough to play in our team, he wouldn't have signed them.
Correct.
So at the
let's just do that.
We're just fixing it. Oh, there we go.
Let's just do that. Everyone can have a look at the green screen into that round that's not working properly.
But yeah, look, as I said, guys, if you're willing to, let's have another chat. I said I've probably got half an hour max, and
I've got all night.
Absolutely. What do we got? What are your honest thoughts on the future of the Jets? Well, how many times have we been asked this question?
A lot.
Look, right now it's grim. If you've been a Jets fan like I have since day one, I think my membership number's in the teens. I think. You've seen it firsthand. We've gone up on a high, we've gone massively down, we get back up on that little high, and it's a massive wave effect. And of course, you would like to be someone like your Melbourne Victory and stuff like that, where it just hovers nicely for about a decade.
Yeah.
Not winning, not getting to a grand final every decade. Look,
but they're a club that expects success.
Yeah, but at the same time, we have to be that club. You know what I mean? We have to. At the end of the day, we have to be the team as well that friggin' drives success. I think, and as I said, Lawrie is the person. I don't think you can bring any other CEO in. You take away Lawrie Mckinna, you take away the fan interaction. I guarantee it.
The community aspect.
The community aspect of the club. The simple interviews like this. The commenting on Facebook and Twitter and God knows what, and everything else. All that will go out the window. I guarantee you.
Have we had that prior to Lawrie Mckinna being CEO?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Maybe with Con, if Twitter was around back then.
Yeah, the old Connor. Look, he was a good bloke. I'd had a few chats with him when he was around. He was a nice old man. But what do you do? To answer your question though, my thoughts obviously on the future of the club. It's going to be a slow process. It's going to be a slow process,
and it's not going to happen overnight. And those who are realistic in football know this. It's not, it's not you sack a manager one day and then the next day the new manager comes in. Whatever. Don't expect miracles to happen. Don't expect us to go to Wellington or to City and win 2-0, 3-0, even 1-0. That's unrealistic expectations. Yes, okay, they're professional sports people, but at the same point, do you expect that from a Premier League club?
Yeah. You
don't get it.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, you might get a little bit faster than what you would in the A League, but again, they're miles apart.
Yeah. But
yeah.
Before we get in, obviously, I've got a couple of more questions here, but I'll put one to you guys. Lawrie McKinna's come on and virtually said, as he said just before, he believes that the team can make the finals. He sat the boys down. Joel Griffiths has sat them down, and he's asked the team, "Do you guys believe we can make the finals?" They've come back and said yes. In my opinion, I think it's gone. He has to say that because he's the CEO of a club, and you've got to think positive at all times, right? I don't have to say that.
West Ham turned it around after sacking Pellegrini. Let's not talk about West Ham. That's a sore point.
Yeah, we're not going down.
They have my club's old owners.
Yeah, we're not going to Premier League talk. But that's my question to you guys. Do you guys think that we will make the top 6? That's the big one for me.
Love Bad Points reckons it's also gone. I reckon we lost it.
Yep.
That Brisbane game was key.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah. Okay. Hey dogs, what we got? Okay, lads, my question. From everyone who played in last week's game, name 2 players who you would leave out of this week's squad versus Sydney, and who would you replace those 2 players with?
I've got to counteract to that.
No, wait. If you'd said this question yesterday before I knew that we had 2 injuries,
be different.
Different story. But in saying that, Johnny K has to go.
And these are our personal opinions.
Again, my personal opinion. It's not that I don't like Johnny K. I just think his performances recently have been woeful.
I don't think he has to go. I think he should be dropped.
No, I'm not saying go. I'm just saying he needs to be, like he needs to. He's not going to start.
Yeah, okay.
So
Questions are now down there.
Oh, jeez, we're moving around. I liked it up there. It was much cleaner and bigger.
Yeah, but that gives me I can see the actual colour correction.
I don't need to see myself. So I was going to say, obviously I think Johnny K needs to go. The other one for me would be...
Look, Sasha, I don't think that Johnny K isn't there to, not that he's going to not help the team. He will help the team get there. In the capacity, in a first team capacity right now, I don't think so. As a rotational player, as previously he has been, then probably yes, he would.
Yeah, this is something that I'm going to I want to try and get Lawrie back on at the end of the year and talk about these contracts that obviously once the season's gone and so forth. Honestly, in my opinion, Johnny K doesn't get another contract next year. I don't think he is at the level. Again, he's an under 23 international, so he definitely has the skill in him.
He's a good A League squad player. I just don't think he's good enough to crack first team material.
I'd drop him to MPL.
Okay, be cool.
I'd drop him to MPL. I think he's still young enough. Yeah. I think if you were to drop him to MPL, he would last one season max.
I think
and virtually go, stuff this, I'm better than this, and it would motivate him to get back to where he needs to be.
Okay, fair point.
I think that's what
you're talking from a motivational sense.
Yeah, I think that's what, because you look at it. Obviously, we just said it. I'd have Voietza back in a heartbeat. What would he rather be doing right now? Sitting on the bench or playing football in an MPL club? I guarantee you, if you had the choice, you want to be playing football in MPL and hopefully getting his chance to get back to where he needs to be.
Luke, is Johnny K being played in the right position? No.
He's not.
Originally, when we picked him up from Adelaide, he was plying his trade as a CDM.
Correct.
A defensive midfielder.
Correct.
When he got to the Jets, he did play a couple of games. I think it was Scott Miller that signed him.
Yes.
As a CDM.
Yep.
But next season happened. Who was it? Mark Jones come in, converted him to a right back, and he's sort of turned into a utility, but not the real skill to turn into a utility. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's right-footed.
Yeah.
So playing on the left-hand side of defence, especially this season, because if he was playing fullback, he's playing on the right side. And then they'd move Georgieski out left.
Yep.
As a left-sided player, I don't think... No. You can do a job at right.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a right-footed player. I was right. Anyone know, do the MPL group train with the first team to push competition for spots? Should they?
No.
No, they don't. And there's an issue with that because you're only allowed to have a certain amount registered.
In saying that, Lawrie said to me the other day that I virtually said to him, what was the question? It was along the lines of, something in regards to does Lawrie needs? Does Ernie? I sort of said to him a couple of days ago that I think he's gone and I think he's past it. And he said to me at the end of the day, Ernie Merrick said at the start of the season, some of you guys may have seen it, this is the best squad he has coached. 5 weeks ago, he was saying that he needs to play youth. That sums it up for me right
48 hours ago, in a press conference, he said that they're a budget squad.
And we play youth. So to answer your question, normally, no. They don't train with the first team squad. You virtually have to select a number of players to go and trial. I would not be surprised as of this week
if they merge it.
If they're all doing it together, because McBreen will be in the coaching staff section. You're helping out the first team. They all will be. Lawrie will be down there with his friggin' sunscreen on and his friggin' Jets hat.
We took that away from his press conference this morning. He was wearing a Jets coaching training shirt. You're a CEO. You don't wear that.
I don't think I've seen it. I don't think I've seen Lawrie Mckinna wear anything other than one of those training tops or a Jets polo top, to be fair.
I have. I've seen him wear a suit when him and Joel come over to us in the at Bay 1 when we were up there in the Perth game.
There must have been some pretty good corporate blokes up there to friggin' impress.
Maybe
I
it
don't
was a
see-
sponsorship deal.
Other than
We
game
don't
day,
know.
other than game day, actually, game day he's always wearing a suit pretty well. But
Except when he comes into the Bay for beer.
yeah, beer day. What do we got? Oh, sorry, and to answer your other question, I believe it was A-Dog, I think it was, with the 2 plays I dropped. Way out of left field. And you're probably going to go, what the fuck? But I dropped Mossy. And I wouldn't be opposed to that.
I
would bring Italiano in. He's done nothing wrong. And the amount of goals that have been conceded, all not Moss's fault. But surely Italiano deserves a chance.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
My opinion only.
We need to shake up the system.
At the end of the day, we've got nothing to lose.
No.
You know, at the end of the day, Deansy's got a job next year.
Yeah.
End of story. You know what I mean?
Main's got a job next year.
Yeah, he's got a job. Where it is, I have no idea. Assistant coach, whatever. But he has a job next year. So he's here for maybe 3 weeks, I reckon, max.
Moss is looking very tired and shipping goals.
Mossy's old.
Mossy is
He's
not
just old.
moving like the goalkeeper he was 18 months ago.
Yeah, Mossy's just old.
I think
He's doing a job that he shouldn't have to be doing.
Yeah.
End of story.
Because of the club's financial predicament. I don't think Mossy would have signed on for that 1-year extension at the end of last season
It was a friggin'
if the club were not in a financial predicament.
It was a help me. It was a help me sign.
Yeah.
We've got no one. Sign. Do it. We'll give you, and he's got his. We've got
no proper first team keeper. We don't think Lewis is at the level, but at the same point, we still need 2 registered keepers because we need to have one on the bench every week.
Oh, Noah James, friggin'.
Yeah, Noah James is there.
I think he's a gun.
But yeah, of A League quality, maybe not. Should we be looking for another goalkeeper? Yes. The next season,
Should be looking
not now.
Should be looking for a lot of things, but the biggest problem is, Ben, and you know, as Lawrie said, all these signings that we've made, Topper's just signed. Okay, it was last year, but he's signed. He's not going anywhere next year.
Hoffy,
Kanarowski, Hoffy. You've still got Stevie UG, I don't believe he's off contract. I think he's still got another year to go. I'd say probably a good chunk, probably 70-75% of the squad is under contract.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of people to go
There's not a lot of wiggle room.
out and back in.
Yeah, there's not a lot of wiggle room.
So, and if there is, it's all youth. That's the thing. So you got to think, if you let youth go, we can only technically buy youth back because we don't have the money.
Luke,
what
we got? Do you agree with the re-signs so far?
I'll let you answer that one first.
Hoffy, yes.
The goat's got to stay. There's plenty of grass to be mowed.
Yeah.
I'm with the goat. The goat's 100%.
No, but for more in a seniority capacity, I don't see him playing and starting every single game. I don't.
I think he's still got it. I just think that he needs to move back a bit.
He needs to play wide.
He needs to go
100%.
Well away from.
He needs
strike.
to go wide.
Well away from strike.
In your opinion, will we see Dimmy next season?
No. Oh.
I'm gonna go yes. I'm gonna go yes.
That's a hard call. If he picks up his game and he starts playing like he was when he was
to be fair, Lawrie did mention we understand now why he played like absolute trash against Victory.
That's Laurie's word.
Lawrie said it.
Yeah.
Nursing an injury. It's the second time that he's had it. He's mentioned today that he's had an injury. I'd agree with that.
I'll probably go midfield though, not probably right wing. But yeah.
Same deal.
For him it is because he's quick.
Well, it is because he spends more of his time up the front of the field than when he does bloody defending. He's not a right back.
Yeah, look, he needs to up his game. Dimmy, he needs to go back to where he was, even half of where he was. He's been shit. He's been nowhere.
Dimmy can't play wide.
Again. It brings it back. Arroyo, Wes. These 2 players that Dimmy needs. He needs players like that. Not a Hoffman or friggin'
Fitzy.
No, I wasn't gonna go Fitzy. Oh shit.
Gus.
You know, Lawrie come out and said it. He's not a friggin' striker.
Yeah,
You know,
no, but that's the thing. The keyboard warriors
Yeah.
sit there and go, "Oh, he's a striker." We know he's not.
Yeah, I know, but that's the thing. Like, you can't expect Dimmy to work miracles when he's got nothing to work with. I'm not saying that that's the reason of his poor form. His poor form is because he's been shite.
I don't think he played bad against Victory. Offie
played alright.
Offie was one of the better players on the
Offie
park
played alright.
against Victory.
I'm telling you right now, Steven Ugarkovic has got a friggin' injury. He hasn't shown it. He didn't show it on friggin' Sunday night because he still looks great.
When you don't notice him, we've said this before. When you don't notice him, he's doing his job.
Okay. You know, yeah, we know our opinion on it, and that's exactly what it is. People will bag Steven Ugarkovic if it looks,
nothing.
yeah, because he does nothing. If he's doing nothing, in my opinion, he's doing his bloody job.
If you don't notice him, he's doing his job.
I'll bring it back to you guys in the chat. What are your thoughts on Steven Ugarkovic?
And while they answer that, the other side of the coin is as well. If Kana doesn't get a yellow card per game, he's not doing his job.
Well, that brings me back to the other one where, you know,
Kana's
the two
the
signings. Do you agree with the two signings so far? As I said, Hoffman, yes. Kanarowski, he's a cult hero. I remember playing with Ben in high school. Sorry, we went against Ben. In high school. Thanks, mate. Just yanked me chair.
In front, mate.
Sorry,
in
mate.
front.
What was I going to say? Yeah, with him in high school. Too many injuries. He's getting to that point, and he's still young. He's 28.
Luke Clampton High School.
Yeah, that explains a lot. I went to Qatar, mate, so it's not much better, but...
Yeah, Nick Ogle goes, Stevie is good.
Yep.
He's a good player, solid by Luke.
Yeah, he is what you need to...
But we've also got to remember as well, there's a factor here that we're overlooking. Is that we need to resign what we've got for the moment on at least a 1-year deal.
Yep.
Because if we don't, MacArthur will.
Yeah.
Retain what you've got. You can't get any worse than what you've got.
Yeah.
But MacArthur can. Because if we let them go, playing first team at the Jets, MacArthur are just going to snap them up.
Yeah, I know.
And instead of being shortchanged at the start of next season,
Yep.
we're still looking for players with a week in the window left to go. We don't have to worry about that. Yeah, okay, we might not be as high up the table as what we would like to be.
Yep.
But until we know what MacArthur's got, I think it's very dangerous for every player that we let go. In the same last season when it was a danger to let anybody else go because Weston would take them.
Yeah.
Which youth players deserve a chance in the first team? I've been very impressed and very like the cut of his jib of Paddy Langlois.
We had a small chat, small little chat with.
We had a chat with Paddy
on Sunday.
You would have seen because I posted the photo in the vlog.
Oh yeah,
you shaking hands with him.
Yeah. Look. I don't know. I'm not confident with the youth, and it's got nothing to do with.
United did take one of our guys. Yeah, my favourite, Ivan Willica.
Done. Yeah, we spoke about
Love him.
Yeah.
Depends on who you let go as to how much money spare you have. Yeah, better to retain.
Well, that's the biggest thing, though.
Better to retain what you've got.
All we can really let go is youth. That's the thing. That's pretty much all that is left that hasn't not signed.
Yeah.
Or still has contract. Still has.
Noah James. Noah James probably on the bench. I personally speaking, I don't get to see a lot of.
Yeah, we don't.
NPL.
We're down in Melbourne these days. And
we're in Melbourne.
Shit.
We don't get a lot of NPL coverage at all. And even for even for the W League, we have to literally dig for it.
Well, the NPL's not bad. Like the youth league.
Yeah,
the youth NPL's good. Freaking
the
Bar
NPL
TV.
we get.
Great job, Bar TV.
The NPL we get, but the Y League we
love
get.
the NPL.
The Y League we struggle.
Come on, you buds. It's going to be our year, 2020. Feel it. We got rid of Stewie Michelle. It's all good.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I think he went to Hammer. Anyway, off that. What was I going to say?
Jack Simmons? His name's been floated around.
So he was a good prospect. From what they were saying and what Ernie was saying and whatever, they reckon he was going to be a good player. He done well on that, when they went overseas, on that friggin' tour or whatever it was in China or something. I can't remember.
Oh, the Hong Kong Cup
The
thing.
Hong Kong Cup or whatever that was.
I watched that.
Yeah, we watched a bit of that. He looked good in that. He scored some goals and everything else. And, you know, look, at the end of the day, here's one for you. And this one here, I'm intrigued to hear because we haven't really heard much about it. Not many people, even on like all the Facebook pages and everything else, haven't really gone over it. Nigel Bugard. Captain Fantastic.
I wouldn't go that far.
Injury prone for the last 6 to 8 weeks, whatever.
12 months, I'd go.
Out of contract. Does he get a contract? Answer me that one. Does Nigel Bugard? Yes, he's the captain. Yes, he's Novocastrian. Whatever. But I think he's past it. He was making mistakes.
Unfortunately,
before he got injured.
Unfortunately, based on what I've seen of him this season, you asked me this question 12 months ago, I'd say yes, Reese. From what I've seen this season, and taking longer to come back from injuries, much as I love the bloke, unfortunately, I think his time at the Jets is nearing an end.
I think his time in his career is nearing an end. I think he's going to be an early retiree. I think.
Yeah.
34. I think he might be 35 this year. Don't quote me on it. Someone look it up. Go on 34, 35 sometime this year. But yeah, I think he's done. I seriously think he's done. I can't see. And that is for us. And the biggest thing is now we've got no money. That's money. Nigel Bugard is dollars. That is a senior figure.
Aiden reckons yes, 1 year deal.
You wouldn't let him go, then free up some dollars for a senior player?
I wouldn't even go senior. I know the first person I'd be going in for.
Well,
whether they currently are or not is a big question.
No, but I'm more, yeah.
I don't think they would, but it's worth a shout.
But I'm talking someone over the age of 23. Be nice.
Pretty sure they are. I'll find that out.
Nigel Boone, 14th of August, 1996, 33. I think he's freaking younger than that. Far out. I think he's going to be an early.
Yes, he is over 23. And you know who it is.
Who's the first? What? Not getting Jordan Elsey.
He'd be the
Get
first
off
one.
the bandwagon.
He'd be the first one.
He's an Adelaide twat. Get off the bandwagon.
Yeah, but
seriously.
so was Boogs at one point.
Get off me channel.
So was Boogs at one point, and a Coastie.
Yeah, but he's born in Newcastle.
Doesn't
Big
matter.
difference.
Still played for the Coast.
Yeah, in my opinion, I think he's done. That's my opinion.
Do we have NTS signed for long? He signed a contract at the end of last year, 2022, I think.
Topper Stanley's an interesting one as well.
Okay. There. Love bagpipes. Nikolai Topor-Stanley has been terrible the last few weeks. You know why he's been terrible? Because he's been doing the job of 3 defenders. And the job of captain. At the age of 34, 35. Look at it like that.
Has been terrible these years.
He's had to. That's how I look at it.
Yeah,
Sorry, love bagpipes. Okay, his performances may have slipped a little, not to terrible levels, but again, he's doing a lot of work.
Oh, he's definitely someone you don't. It's a good signing. Him on a 2-year deal is a good signing. It's going to make him pretty tired and pretty old. He'll be 37, I guess, roughly.
He'll be 37, yeah.
By the time he's friggin' done that contract. But at the same time, I feel if Durante's still getting around at 38, 39, he's fitter than Durante.
Oh, yeah.
By far. I think he does a lot more work than Durante. This is last year for Durante, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. He was the one.
It was more of a friggin' come down, you're cheap, help me out, Rudin.
You're cheap, help me out. He was. He was pegged on to be the captain. But...
Yeah, let's bring on friggin' hashtag save the Knicks again. Friggin' let's just take all the players.
Yeah.
That backfired because they're friggin' doing all right.
They should be offering some. Then he should be offering some organisation at the back and assist himself. He does it. He's the one that is organising the back line.
He's the only one who is controlling the back line.
Well,
realistically, to a point.
He is. And that sort of goes back to Mossy as well.
And that's
as much
exactly
as
where I was
Mossy,
going with it.
as much as Mossy has been not crash hot this season, again, your goalkeeper is only as good as the defence you put in front of him.
Yeah. Look, Topper can only do as much as humanly possible. Topper's 34, 35. Miller's what, 23?
I think so.
Something like that. Johnny Kay's under 23. Jackson's under 23.
I think Jackson.
Oh, no, Jackson might have
I
just
think
ticked
Jackson's over now.
I think Jackson might be just over, actually. Yeah, I've said it. Bobby Burns is under 23.
Yeah, but he don't.
It's a lot of youth. You know what I mean? So there's
Lockie Jackson's 24.
Yeah, there you go. So you've got Topper Stanley, senior
Redemption's
figure.
23.
Don't ever mention his name on my podcast.
I'm not a fan either.
We're not going down that road. I'm not doing his no. Topper Stanley, he hasn't got much to work with. You know what I mean? Who's going to help him out? Who's going to bail him out? He's got to somewhat rely on being. I think Kanarowski needs to come back to the back line. You know what I mean? Like if you're talking about that and they're saying everyone's saying he needs help. The only person I think that can come back, other than Hoffy, which he can't sort of at the moment because we haven't got any strikers, the only person who can come back is Kanarowski. He's played there before. He's no back, but at the same time, he's much more senior figure, a lot more calmer on the ball, I'd imagine. Becomes a lot more deadly, closer friggin' penalty shouts, friggin' right in the box, but
yeah, he loses his head.
But you know what I mean. But like, in my opinion, he's the only sort of one that could come and help him out until Boogs is ready. Yeah, but look, you know, what else we got here? In my opinion, they haven't been controlling it. We've shipped 500 goals.
Yeah, but you got to remember, Lockie Jackson. Between Lockie Jackson and Nigel Boogaard, they're two very different centre backs in the way that they play. Bogard is very read the game. Lockie Jackson is a bit undecisive in what he does.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, Topper Stanley's sitting there going, no, mate, back yourself.
Yep.
If you make a decision, back yourself. Back yourself before you make that decision. Yeah. And with the rotation of Johnny Katrumbis and Bobby Burns over the past 2 weeks at left back as well.
Yep.
Again, two very different players at left back as well.
The biggest thing is, look,
too much change is the problem, not who the changes are.
Yeah, we're changing too much. We're not giving the players, I think, enough time to settle, relax, get into that groove. You don't expect them to do it overnight.
Yeah,
in saying that as well,
and the back line are playing too deep. The back line are dropping too deep.
That's Mossy's job.
Yes.
So I'm not heaving that on Ernie. Freaking he's had enough. That's Mossy's job, and Mossy needs to tell him to get the fuck out or freaking come the fuck back. Like that's a keeper's thing.
But we're very slow in moving in, not in transition, but like I noticed it a lot more at the Victory game.
Yeah.
And I mentioned it to you when Victory go to break, and receive possession from us.
They moved as one. Yeah.
The Jets they did move as one, but very slowly.
Yeah, look, it's hard. I'd love to get an interview with a player and just really.
Yeah, we sort of don't have that.
No, we don't have the luxury, and it's not going to happen.
When again, guys, we'll just stipulate as well. We're not media people. We're not journalists. We're just two blokes who love football and love the Jets
and have an opinion.
And have opinions, but again, we're no nonsense either.
Yeah,
we've been around football our entire lives, whether it be domestically, overseas, and played ourselves.
Also, guys, we've got 9 watching at the moment, so jump in. 10 now watching. Jump in. Have your say. We do thank obviously A-Dog, Luke.
Love bagpipes.
Love a bit of pipes. In the chat, obviously chatting away. I think there was a few others. It's Sasha, I think I've seen there before.
Yeah, Sasha's in there.
So as I said, feel free, come in. We'll go as sort of somewhat as long. I've got to go to the beach. I've got to work, but for a little bit.
As long as it takes.
I think I've seen something there from Burns.
Burns
on the Burns bandwagon for a second. He's on loan for just one season to us. Would you continue to start him each game? what you've seen him is ever.
Yes.
Burns for me, and Ben and I have been so frustrated. We watch games and shit with the wives and shit, and they'll crack the shits and they'll freaking have a whinge and just shut up. It's only a game. Calm down. But when you've got a bloke, I can't stress this enough. Now that Ernie has gone, under 21s international, minimum 15 games in the Scottish Championship. How he isn't starting games over your Johnny Katrumbas, your Lockie Jacksons, your frickin'
even to a point CDM,
wherever, Ben Kanarowski, whatever. Miller, I don't give a shit. Send him out there. I don't care. How it fathoms me how he hasn't been playing since day one. I said to Lawrie 2 weeks ago, if I was him, January 1st comes along, I'd be straight onto my agent. I'd be like, get me the out of here.
Yeah. If I'm not playing, what am I doing here?
What am I doing? Exactly.
Hearts have sent him over on the proviso that he gets game time.
I am very interested to see what happens this week. I'm banking on him getting 90 minutes against Sydney. He needs 90 minutes.
Okay, I'm going to look at it. There's two ways that this can go.
Did he play 70 minutes
Bobby
one
Burns,
week, 45 the next?
This is what I say. It's going to go one of two ways. One, he'll bank 90 minutes against Sydney next week. Option two, manager's gone, club's in all sorts of upheaval. He goes, get me out.
Like he does. He deserves to go. He deserves to go to a club that's going to play him. No question about that. If he was to go tomorrow, he was to say, friggin'
But here's
we've
the
lost
thing.
him.
Has Lawrie gotten him in, grabbed him for 5 minutes to have a chat and say, hey, look, you will be utilised now?
No. Because he's got no idea.
Well,
Laurie's got no idea. And he said it perfectly. He's got no say in whether he thinks that he should have been starting from day one or not, his decision. And now you've got, obviously, Deansy in the job or whatever it is. You would like to think that he's sitting there going, well, fucking hell, if you aren't going to play him, can I have him in the youth squad every week?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think he's played twice.
And I think Lawrie has come out
and he's not injured.
No, and that's right. Laurie's come out numerous times and said, no, he's not injured.
Yeah, because I think I had one the other week. Someone on the chat.
He's been fit.
Someone on the one of the groups or whatever. Oh, he's not fit enough. He's 100% fit.
Aiden, yes.
He would have to be one of the fittest players on the pitch.
Yeah.
Realistically, he doesn't have to contend with 40-degree heat and shit every day or whatever it is.
Oh, in the wet in Melbourne, Jesus,
we
were saying on the way here, he'd be frothing at that.
Absolutely,
just like home.
Got off the plane and went,
just like home.
Shit, agent stitched me up here. We've gone to the wrong bloody state.
Right, did the yellow affect him only getting 45 last week versus Melbourne? Look, in our personal opinions, no, it shouldn't have. In Ernie's mind, yes, there's a good excuse to get him off.
Do you want somebody...
And then bring on Johnny K, who didn't even last 45 minutes.
I was going to say, he got subbed, didn't he?
He got subbed for redemption.
Poor bastard.
He got the rip.
It's pretty bad.
We were standing there at one point counting, before one of the goals, how many times he got triangled around him.
Third goal.
Five times.
Yeah, third goal. Go watch it. Count it. I think we counted up to 5 times. I think he got done in the same play.
I've watched that footage back. You only see 4.
Still going 5.
No, but there was one earlier which counts, but Fox Sports don't extend the highlight that long.
They started, okay.
Yeah. I hate to be Bobby to come to Australia and play and just sit on the bench. We 100% agree with that, Luke.
100%.
We think he should have been starting since day one.
Yeah.
And again, we're not Ernie Merrick and we can't get in his head, but you could ask the same. We were asking the same question 12 months ago about Vojica. Perfectly serviceable.
I don't see why.
And again, other clubs shown to have wanted him because he's an under-23s international that was getting game time with them but couldn't get a game at his domestic club.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't understand how you can go out, play international match, come back, and still not get game time.
I know what it is.
It had to be.
Ernie Merrick has a hate on. Ernie Merrick has a hate on for the left back spot. He has a hate on for the left back spot.
Honestly, I seriously
And again, it's not like Ernie didn't want him.
Mate, wherever Ernie ends up, good luck.
Oh, good luck to him. I give him all the
Feel
best.
free to take Redenton with you. Feel free to take freaking Johnny K with you. And I'll be very happy. Like, you know what I mean? No disrespect to them. No.
Well, I've got an interesting
Not a fan.
conundrum then.
Not a fan. Yeah.
I have a very interesting conundrum. So, we retained Johnny Catrumbas for this year.
And what?
We retained Johnny Catrumbas for this season. Right, correct?
We did.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we signed him for this season.
Yeah.
Yes.
We let Nick Cowburn go.
You said, are we signing him? Or what?
We let Nick Cowburn go. Also a left back.
Yeah.
Who would you rather? Who would you rather?
Neither.
Well, if you had to pick one, if you're Ernie and they've come to you, and the club's come to you and you've gone, right, you need to retain a left back. You've got Cowburn or you've got Johnny K. Where do you go?
Johnny K.
Mind you, you've got Cowburn, who can play defensive midfield as well. They're in essence, same but different.
No, yeah, it pains me. So I don't think I'd have Cowburn back.
Sasha Keats, and he had his favourites. Jeff Young, 100% accurate, boys.
Yes, old Ernie.
But yeah, there
had
you
his
go.
fat boys.
Split down the middle. Aiden would pick Cowburn. Sasha would pick Johnny K. And look, probably based on last season's form, I'd have retained Johnny K as well.
They're just unfortunately two players I think don't have it.
Love bagpipes. 3 words. Cool. Don't even say that.
Oh man.
Oh no. They're just going lol. Just kidding. I'm glad that was a joke.
Holy shit, that was almost stream over then. I was just like, whoa, that's it, we're done. Mate, Hull's not back from Europe. I'm sure he's touring around Central Coast or friggin' Windale or wherever. He's on a trip somewhere.
He's gone to visit Matty Simon.
He's on a trip somewhere.
He's bored with Matty.
It'll be a mighty trip, I'm telling you now. Big trip.
Redenton is a Ernie pet. So is Johnny K.
Yeah, Johnny K is too. Johnny K. Redenton is big time.
Willow Broadmeadow Magic MPO. Yeah, I know. We know where he is.
Yeah, thank God for that. Go to Magic. Sink their ship. Sink their battleship. That's just me because I don't like them.
Yeah, I know you don't.
Ooh, Magic.
I don't mind them.
I wasn't allowed to play for Broadmeadow Magic. My name didn't end in ski. And so forth.
I was about to say it's because you're not Macedonian.
Well,
Hull doesn't exactly end in ski either.
I got asked to go for a trial there, and then they freaking see me last name and said, "No, we're good, thanks." Pretty much how it went.
Oh, that's a very good question, Aiden. So who out of Hull and David Carney do you guys like less?
Oh, wow.
Well,
Fuck.
For me personally,
Carney could be his dad.
I'm sorry, but for me personally, it is David Carney on the proviso that he was the only person that in my first game watching the Jets that I stuck my hand out to shake his hand and he looked down his nose at me. Fuck off. What happened? 2 weeks later, he was gone. 2 weeks later, he was gone.
I chopped Hull in friggin' Bill Turner Cup game back in high school. Friggin' the early days, I'll never forget that. So I feel I've done my dash with him. I'd probably go Carney myself actually. But seriously though, Carney and Hull, father dad combo. Both a bunch of twats.
Damien Zane for the Jets? No.
Assistant coach? Yes.
Yeah, he's not.
Yes. Yeah. He's not ready. As Lawrie said, getting one of the NPL.
The last name racism was something I encountered.
Oh, where's it? Magic. I'm sure that's been stamped out now. That was like well over a decade ago. But
yeah, a lot of clubs don't.
But yeah, a lot of clubs back in Newcastle are like that because they're ethnical background.
Aiden agrees with us.
What?
You don't like Carney either.
Yeah. It's normal. That was normal back in the day, though. Magic and stuff like that. I was at Adams.
But that's football in general in this entire country. It was originally a migrants' game.
Yeah, but it's at the same time. It's good to see. I like that. I like that a bit. I like the communal thing in Croatia.
I
the
do
Macedonia
like it.
side of things.
I do like it, but
it's passion.
I do like it, but at the same point, the A League went away from that because it's not commercially viable.
Mate, so I'm telling
No,
you right
like,
now, from
and this-
experience. Try standing on a pitch, playing for Olympic, playing Magic, and not feeling like you're not going to get stabbed.
The same can be said in
Chaos.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolute chaos. You're trying to play 90 minutes of football, and whilst watching the fans and that friggin' absolutely, they're not even watching the game. Yelling abuse at each other over the.
Yeah, and
it's
that's
good. It's great. It's good
that's
atmosphere.
normal, and
It's
that's just not. That's not just Northern New South Wales. That's like lower down in the Victorian leagues too. Like that's everywhere. It was
Still is.
brought over as a migrants game, and it still is in a lot of leagues. Like there are some here in Melbourne that are like that too.
Yeah,
But
39. Yeah, 100%, mate. Yeah, back then, well and truly. I'm 30. So yeah, and I copped it. So yeah, well and truly back when you were there, it would have been chaos.
But yeah, and that was just par for the course because
Yeah, that's
at
why
the end of the day, the A League was
family
born
run.
and conceived in a way that they didn't want that to be a factor for people to look at it and go, "Oh no, I can't support X team because I'm not of cultural heritage of that say club."
Yeah.
It's like your South Melbournes and your Melbourne. What are they? Knights.
Yeah.
Melbourne, Croatia.
Sydney Olympic.
Sydney
58,
Olympic.
whatever.
Every club,
All that shit.
95% of clubs are like that.
But we're not gonna
And
go
that's
there.
probably why I look at Perth and the Jets, both being older NSL clubs that made the jump across because they were culturally diverse.
Yeah.
One of the only two culturally diverse clubs from the NSL.
Yeah.
So it was no risk in bringing them across.
Correct. We're not going to go down that whole NSL. We can talk that.
We can
I
do
could,
that
I
for-
could talk that for days.
Yeah, we can do another podcast about that
We've
later.
got plenty of podcasts. As I said, look, is there anything else you guys are interested in chat-wise before we sort of start to wrap it up? Will you guys do a Jets team of the decade for the next podcast, or have you done one already?
Oh.
I've somewhat done one previously. Go back somewhere. Like we threw it in somewhere. Yeah, we did. We threw it in somewhere. It was like a team of the week thing, and then it ended up sort of going down that road. But
We should look into doing
no,
that.
but I reckon at the end of the season,
We'd fight a lot on it.
Yeah.
We would. We'd fight a lot on it.
Yeah, that's because I'm a true Nova Castron.
Some of us don't have that luxury, unfortunately.
Yeah. Just remember, guys, I converted him.
From nothing.
You had a victory jumper. That's victory enough for me.
How many times have I explained this to you? It was given to me by somebody that didn't know I didn't have an association to a A-League football club. And I didn't. It sat there in the wardrobe. It was never worn. It got given to one of my friends who was a victory supporter.
All right.
It went to Terrence.
All right. We're wrapping away. We're getting closer to the end. Because, as I said, we could sit here for hours.
It's been nearly 2. Call it at 2.
Right. One question to you guys. You were talking about teams of the decade.
All right.
In the last decade, we'll go to just the decade. Who has been the worst signing, in your opinion, the Jets have had? Who is the worst of the worst? And it shouldn't be this hard to pick one because we've had a few. Most teams should be able to go, that's pretty easy because we've only had like one.
Yeah.
We've had plenty.
We've had a lot.
A lot. So that decade I don't think includes Jardel, so don't go there.
I went there.
That's a 2-hour topic on its own.
I went there.
No, it's beyond the decade, I'm pretty sure.
So what are we looking
That should
at?
be close.
2010 to...
It'd be close. Yeah, we'll do
2010 to 2019.
Yeah, Jardel will be probably close in there. I'll be intrigued.
I got one.
Um,
I don't know.
But yeah, once again, guys, while you're just thinking about it and while you're just typing away, I will just sort of say, on the very start of the podcast intro was a band, bloody Save the Humans, mates band locally in Newcastle. They are playing at Sydney Junction Hotel on the 11th. I'll get there in a sec. 11th of January, which is on Saturday. I should know that because it's my birthday. Hooray for me. Down there, get down there, guys. If you aren't doing anything, whatever it is, get the boys in, get on the piss, go down and support them. They are a great act. A bunch of blokes. They've got merchandise, stickers, shirts, and everything else. So, just a shout out to them as well. Again, we do this every week. If you're new to the channel, be sure to go back. I think I've done I think we're up to nearly 4 interviews, I think, with Lawrie or something like that.
3. Today was 3.
Today was 3. There's a great interview I done the start of last season, I think, where I sat down with a mate, Chris, where we spoke to Joel Griffiths for about 45 minutes. Great. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Unbelievable, man. He's
hilarious.
He was funny. It was just open. It's good. You know what I mean? So go check that out. If you haven't subscribed yet,
do
that. Tick subscribe. Tick the bell so that way when I go live or upload something, you guys will be notified as well. If you're into FIFA and stuff like that, make sure you go over and check Ben's stuff. Corner Flag Games. He's also on YouTube, on Twitch as well. All the links and all that will be down below in the channel.
Are
they are.
Yeah, they are.
So go check all that stuff out as well. He does a lot of Road to Glories and
Currently doing one with Western United.
Currently doing one with Western United, yeah. So yeah, if you're into your FIFA and stuff like that, go check that side of things out as well. It's really good content.
And the vlog from the Victory Games up there too.
Yeah, we've done a vlog, real short vlog on.
Not short, it's 9 minutes long.
Oh, that's less long. None of
and where I broke to everybody the news about Ernie sacking as well.
We didn't get Superdell into that, in it, did we?
No.
Oh, thank God.
You can hear
that.
Vandenberg screaming in the background.
Oh, Vandenberg, seriously.
Nobody's picked him out in the comments. Nobody's picked him out in the comments yet, though.
Loved him, Vandy.
He's a real fan.
Scroll up.
He's a real fan.
But yeah, obviously subscribe and everything else. I can announce I haven't set a date. You can read it to me in a sec. I haven't set a date yet, but I have spoken to Ben Kennedy.
BK!
Who is friggin' jumping at the bit to jump on and have a chat and everything else about his
frame.
Oh man, you keep touching
Jeez.
me. Stop touching me.
It's my chair.
Yeah, so it'd be good to have a chat with him. Obviously, no different to Lawrie. Just sit down and ask him a few questions and see how his time was on the coast. Sure, it was eventful.
Yep.
I hope he wasn't bunking with Hull. And we'll have a chat with him and see what he's got to say and maybe get his thoughts, obviously, on the team's current position.
Jets Memories podcast. Would you?
In what way?
You guys should do a Jets Memories podcast.
In what way? In what way? In what way? Memories, like good memories. That may last about 20 minutes. Bad memories?
10.
Could
Bad
last
memories?
an hour and
4
2
hours.
Undecisive opinions as of yet, and could last about 2 days.
Broken VAR. Let's not get into that.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm open for it. If anyone wants to jump on the chat, like as I said, we had Alex Evans on last week. James Loudfoot, obviously, some of you guys may know. Obviously, great mate of mine, and obviously been there since day one as well. Part of the
talk about the highs and the lows.
Squadron.
ECT would be just interesting.
Yeah. 100%.
Right, and Luke's given us some players.
Oh, yeah, go on. What do we got?
He's going with the Iceman.
Trivunovic.
I'm sorry, he came here and did a job. He scored more goals than what Dimmy... He scored more penalties than what Dimmy has goals this season so far.
We got you there. Fair point. Who else we got?
Scored more goals than what Hoffman has this year too.
Leave Jeffers alone. Leave him be. No, he's a flog.
He's not my pick though.
He's not.
Mine's a little bit more recent than them.
Jeffers, look, unfortunate, and I won't really say much about it because I don't really know how Wes would have gone. But it could have been in the same sort of boat. Jeffers done well. He was playing. He played in England and everything else.
Yeah.
He just come here and it was done. Unfortunately, was there anyone else?
Worst signing? Trivunovic, a nostalgia episode. See, I don't think Leonardo played bad. In the early days.
What was it? Jump Geronimo.
Yeah. Aiden, we know your one. You said it the other day. Alexander Coco.
Coco.
Not mine. I think mine's a bit more personal though.
Personal?
Yeah.
Go on. Who you got?
Daniel Mullen.
Oh.
Daniel Mullen.
Yeah. Oh, no, I don't know.
No. Don't be ragging on Heskey in here.
Well, who the hell said that?
Don't be ragging on Heskey in here, man.
Who said that? And tell he's not a Liverpool fan. Get out.
He went from my team to my team. No, I don't think... Look, okay, Nordstrom. Oh, right. Okay. No. Nordstrand's first 6 months.
You've touched a short.
Brilliant. The year after that, shite. He again. We got a good 6 months out of him, but he was falling away.
It was like Wes's last season. He was great, and then Wes I think just fell off the bandwagon. I think he had
Don't be ragging, Aiden. Don't be ragging on Morton. Hey, I've got his signature right there, and over there,
and everywhere. Everyone's got a signature. Who wants a signature?
Actually, we'll bring him back. We'll bring back Christian Bromora.
Oh, I was saying about freaking Ben's channel as well. There it is. Corner flag game. What? We're going the wrong way. There it is. Corner flag games. That's the logo you'll see on YouTube. Go check that out.
It'll be a cartoon of my face. Wayne Brown. No.
No, he wasn't a flop. No, he wasn't a flop. Just his last season, he started to go.
He was getting on. We got a good 6 months out of him.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Wayne Brown. Oh, no,
Brown. Yes, I'm talking about.
No, Brownie was alright. Like for what what we were at the time and what we were allowed to spend financially with FFA in control. Were we going to get anyone better? Probably not. Was he getting on? Yes. Not he scored that winner in Brisbane. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I remember it.
Yeah, I think I probably shouldn't because he really didn't get much of a credit.
Who?
But I think for me, I think if you want to talk guys who've actually really...
Yeah, there's sort of two categories. There's ones that didn't really get a go, but then there are some that were stalwarts that were just, you'd shudder every time you'd see them on the team sheet.
The Chinese import we picked up when we signed Lee, when Lee took over the club.
Oh,
Marley Lay. I think, in my opinion...
I still got him on bloody Instagram. His Insta's hilarious.
Lay for me is up there. He was a big money pit. That was... For me, and that's the way I somewhat look at it as well. It's not so much overly on performance; it's what we pay for these guys.
You don't pay anything for him.
Him? Yeah, we did.
Lay.
Yeah, we did. Absolutely, we did.
Yeah, Sasha Marley Lay is a god.
He's a god.
He's a god. He scored against Victory at GMHBA.
No.
I was at that game too.
No, you were. Yeah. No, I wouldn't go as god. No.
Is he even playing now? No.
I don't know.
No, he's not.
You're on Instagram.
No, he's not a footballer anymore.
Oh, no. What a flop.
He's not a footballer anymore.
See, told you.
See, that's when I turn around and go, okay, quitter. Wasted money.
Exactly. Quitter. He's a quitter.
Again,
there's plenty.
We'll discuss something about him off air. Because it's not right to do it here. If you could have Pato back, would you say yes? No! No, not having the potato back. He scored one good goal against the Coast. That was his entire 6 month contribution to the club.
No, he's true. It's correct. It's correct. 100%. So, but anyway.
If he could do it every week, yes.
Yeah.
But could we play the Coast every week? No.
Yeah. No. We're gonna leave it. We're gonna wrap it up because that's the game we consider. We come into another topic and then freaking it starts all again. And I need my beauty sleep, so I've got to get up and go to work tomorrow. What do we got?
He was silky, but too little, and always muscled off the ball.
Yeah.
I just don't think he fit.
Yeah, I think that's the bigger thing. Yeah. There's just so much to weigh up as well. You know what I mean? Like in bag him out or whatever it is, but it comes down to the coach.
At the end of the day,
formations, way they
coach,
play, where they're trained.
What it is, you can.
If you want to get technical, one of the biggest flops we've had at the club, Bobby Burns, because he has not played any minutes, and for me, that's a flop. If you sign a player and he's not playing minutes and he's 100% fit, and you've got that out of the CEO's mouth that he's fit,
and he's on an international spot,
correct?
We always expect higher from those.
100%, he's a flop. But is it his fault that he's a flop? No. But at the same time, that is a flop. That do you know what I mean? Like that's
yeah. I know where you're coming from.
You know what I mean? If we don't sign him next year, there's no way he's going to sign. There's no way he's going to. I'll sign a new contract.
Nah, he ain't coming back. He's also got terrible. See, I disagree with that. Love bagpipes.
What is?
I don't think he.
Is this the passing skills?
Everybody's saying that he's got bad passing skills.
Yeah. No, and it's no disrespect to you. Explain it to me. Why do you think that he has...
I want to know where this is coming from.
Yeah.
Essen Montano. Oh, no.
Oh, that's a
gosh.
good one. He's
Oh,
done some
gosh.
digging there. He's done some Googling there.
Yes, we've got the Google.
He's got the Google out, but that's a good one. That is a good one. Yeah, 100% flop. What's the reasoning behind this whole no passing thing? Just remember, under 21 Northern Ireland International, Scottish what do they call it? It's not
I got a
Premier League.
flop.
Championship player. Yeah.
Got another flop.
Scottish Championship player. He would not be playing at that level if his passing was shit. He hasn't played minutes. He hasn't played. You can't go from a training paddock to a pit to a live match and expect miracles when you haven't had game time.
Trust me, there are a lot more people in the squad that have got worse passing than what he does.
Kanarowski's a friggin' number one culprit.
Katrumbas is not far off him.
Kanarowski's woeful. His passing ability is shot.
Hoffy's not
Watching for 90 minutes.
Hoffy's not the greatest either.
Oh, yeah, right there. How do I forget him? Yeah, 100%. I watched him at practice. Okay, here we go. Watched him at games. He's awful. Absolutely average passing skills.
That's a game, though.
Oh, no, we don't knock Flores. Leave him alone. I didn't mind Flores. I had a soft spot for Flores.
Go watch a practice session. All I can say, we can't. Not unless you're paying for our flight.
He's not playing at level. He's been...
But again, training is one thing. You can make those mistakes in training.
Yeah.
I'd take his terrible passing, but if he put balls into the box like he did against the Victory on the weekend, fuck me. He put in some real good balls.
Yeah.
And again, passing wasn't bad. If anything, he's touched on him now once or twice.
Again, if we could get to a training session and have a look, I'd be open for that.
But again, it's training.
At the same time, if you were in his situation and you hadn't played an actual match, I'm talking 90 minutes, say maybe for a maximum, say, good solid month, how's your passing ability going to be?
Yeah, and that's the
I played at decent levels.
I think,
and I'm telling you, if I haven't played for a while,
you
it's
lose it.
shit.
You lose it.
You don't lose the skill. You don't lose the reading of the game.
No, you lose your refinement.
You lose your finer touches.
Yeah.
Your little things.
Your refinement.
Just your accuracy and friggin' just the where that ball needs to be and shit like that.
I don't. Auburn's decent, just hasn't had the game to prove himself yet.
100%.
Look, we're talking about a bloke that has played less than 90 minutes.
Yeah. But literally. Well, no, he's played more.
Actually, no, he's just played
70 minutes, 40 minutes, and then
he's okay. So a little bit over 90
no more than
minutes.
2 games.
Still practicing as a player full time though. Yeah, but it's
young.
But it's completely different. Again, I'm not going to convince you guys. No, I just don't think that I don't think it's got something to do with trying to convince us. I mean, we've both got. I think it's just more of the fact that we're agreeing to disagree.
Yeah, it's
I think if anything, it might. I think from both sides of it here, us and yourself, that we're making our judgments a little bit too quick.
Yeah, look.
That's it.
The biggest thing is,
give him a month of flat out 90-minute games, and then we'll come back in a month and talk about it.
If he'd played every game since round 1, and you said that, I'd probably believe you. Because we've had enough time to witness it.
Yeah.
And if it hasn't improved or whatever, fair enough.
That's right. And if it hasn't improved and it becomes noticeable, I'll be the first one to come back here and say, hey, you were right.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just the fact that he hasn't played nowhere near enough game time.
Yeah.
You're a professional athlete.
Yeah.
These guys are professional athletes. They're expected to play, realistically, 365 days a year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, their bodies are trained for that. You know, no different to the Premier League and whatever. Premier League finishes. If you're lucky enough to get a break because your country or whatever hasn't made a competition or whatever it is, you might get 2 months off. Yeah. Not training. I mean, like 90 minutes of football, game time. You might get 2 months off. But if you are in a situation like friggin' you're playing full time for your country or whatever it is, you walk straight out of a normal competition like the Premier League, straight into the Continental Cup, straight into Copa America, straight into the World Cup, straight into all that thing, and then you go straight back into the friggin' Premier League. Or whatever.
They don't lose their refinement because they don't have the time to. They're consistently playing 365 days of the year.
Correct. And if that's what you got, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And that's what I mean by it.
We've got the longest off season in fucking football history.
Oh, I'd love to find one that's longer than it. Yeah, far out.
Like,
other than the women's leagues. Yeah.
But again, it's not so much a fact of who's right or who's wrong.
No.
Look, if he plays 90 minutes over the next month, and it becomes something that I notice, then hell yeah, I'll be the first one to come back here and tell you that I was wrong, or that my opinion's changed. I agree with you guys, but I can say after watching the practice, I know why Ernie was picking Johnny over him, which seemed odd to me. I watched them practice. A bit of that Euro snobbery. We all just like the Mariners, as we know. If the Mariners said right now, we will let you have one of our players, who would you have? It can be any player from their team. Who would you guys choose?
Shit, I was out of blank.
I know, right?
Number 7,
Which one? Scottish one?
yeah,
Or
the Scottish one. I think he's Scottish.
Ziggy Gordon?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my pick.
Yeah, he's a gun, mate.
Ziggy Gordon, the fullback.
Yeah, fullback. Yeah, he's a gun. Or the one up, the striker up front, number 7.
Not Jair.
No, not.
Sorry. So not Beerers. He makes a good point.
Oh, look, I think I'd take Beer again, but I'm talking about
I'd have
we
Beerers,
need.
but
What we need.
But would Beerers come for the right reasons?
No.
Exactly.
What we need. I'm talking what we need. We need the back. We need Gordon in the back, but we need. God damn, I can't remember his name. If anyone can jog me memory. Number 7 for the Central Coast International, gun. He's a gun.
Is he the South Korean bloke?
No, not correct. No, he's in the fullback one. He's in the fullback, number 4. No, he's like freaking Spanish or something. I can't remember. No, you're talking about. Yeah, I can't remember. He's a gun. He's a gun. I can't remember. You guys will find it. Search Google. I can't Google Central Coast team, but do it. Yeah, but I'd take him. Who would you guys take? Luke, you take Mark or Ziggy?
I'd take Ziggy. That was my first.
Yeah,
one.
Ziggy's a gun. He's a really good player. When you lose a bloke like Miller, you replace him with someone like that. Looks like it.
It's win-win.
There's a lot of good players out there at the moment.
Milan Duric?
Yeah, number 7. Yeah, short hair.
Yeah, the Serbian bloke.
Serbian. That's him.
Yeah.
Yeah, gun. Really good player. Yeah.
If we were to have an Australian from that team, you might like my answer.
You say Tommy Orr, actually.
Yep.
Thank God for that.
Luke said my answer.
De Silva.
Danny De Silva.
Yeah, good play. Good play. Again, there's a lot of good youth out there, and unfortunately, we hadn't picked it up.
Can never retain it.
We just, I don't know. And that's why I'm intrigued to see what happens next year with who we bring in as a coach. Yeah. Because from what Lawrie was saying, that's the thing. Everyone's been bagging, you shouldn't have got rid of Ernie, whatever. Everything that Lawrie said, I would have done the exact same thing and got rid of him.
Right, Aiden would take Galafuoco. That's not a bad shout either.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Loses his head a bit though.
Yeah, I was going to need a bit of old head.
Yeah, he loses his head a bit. Silveira, I think Silveira is he the one? He's the young one that's on a scholarship contract, isn't he? Oh no, Nisbet's on a scholarship contract as well.
Oh, the old 5'2". The old Nisbet.
He's probably not. He's not much bigger than me, mate.
He's 5'2", mate. He's a weapon. That little.
He's not much bigger than me.
Yeah, I watched him last year run around when I was still living back in Ewing. Oh yeah, weapon. But yeah. So anyway, we're going to wrap it. 2 hours, 10 minutes. You wouldn't take Mario? No. He was up there with me flops.
No. He wasn't retained to be a first team player.
Yeah, no, not happening.
He didn't come to us to be first team.
Yeah, no.
He was youth. He was there for the youth squad.
Not happening. So anyway,
Joe, you're back. Get off. Get off.
Yeah.
He had one good game.
Yeah, but it's intriguing because he's actually playing not too bad, so maybe it was the coach.
Again, like you said.
All right, last question. Here we go. Are you guys ready to handle all the business from all the
busyness from the tennis crowd supporters when the Jets play City next week?
You were talking about this when you were down.
I'm talking about this on the tram.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm hanging for it. Friggin', there's nothing more than that I love is a good away day. It's the one thing we've lacked. It's the one thing. They've spent an hour without me out of frame.
It's unprofessional.
I'm not a professional. I have a day job. I'm doing this for the love of the team. Get off me ass. I don't have 500 subscribers. Bugger off.
Neither do I. I've only got 4.
What was I going to say? That's what I was saying. I love me away days. I'm hanging for it. Bring it on. Might call in on the way home. No, on the way there because it's 7:30 kickoff. So I'll go to the tennis first. I'm not going to the tennis.
Look, don't get me wrong. I love away days. But away days in Melbourne
are
not fun.
No. Mate.
Walking down the street in Melbourne in something like this, where you've got Victory and you've got City and now Western United, but Western United are pretty alright.
Good fun.
They're all right. But when you walk down the centre of the CBD of Melbourne, wearing a shirt because you're on your way to the game, and some rando that's not even wearing anything turns around and says something along the lines of F the Jets, or
thank you, come again.
Come on, Melbourne Victory. You just turn around and go off.
Yeah, but on that top of
and then they turn around and go, oh, fight you.
I'll go, right, come here then, you wanker.
We've done it the other night. It's like, yeah, come on, no worries, mate.
Yeah.
But again, never been on a away day anywhere else where I've had that issue. Ever.
You're lucky.
Ever.
You're lucky. There's been plenty of balls like that. But yeah, the other thing as well, before we do go, obviously, that's another thing. Nowhere on the Jets pages, and I said I'm not an affiliate, I don't have anything to do with that side of things. I don't really know the people who do that sort of thing other than Terrace, Novacastra, and NCL and shit, because I'm part of it. But no away day. No tour of duty.
It's a first, isn't it?
It's a first. I don't think I've ever seen a not... And it's mainly because obviously we're playing like shit and who wants to go on a away day?
That's not the point.
Who gives a shit?
That's not the point.
Get away with the boys or the family and friggin' get on the beers. Guys, if you haven't bought your tickets yet, come down on the 17th. Come down on the 17th, friggin' like $120 or whatever, cheap.
Jesus Christ, if you need places to stay, we've got room.
Oh, plenty of room. Yeah, we'll sort you out.
We'll sort you out.
What do you mean going? What do you mean a place to stay? All night benders, red hour flights.
You've got 1 kid, I've got 3.
You're not even coming, don't you, pussy?
No, I am. I am.
Yeah, bullshit.
No, I told her straight away. I was like, I may have made a mistake, and she's like, what? So I'm like, City game's the same night that you want to do this thing at Hillsville with your mum and that. And she's like, go to the game. I'm like,
yeah.
Really? I get out of a family day so I can go to the game. I said, you know your mum's going to stand there and go, oh, why isn't he here with his family? Yeah. And Sarah's response will be the exact same thing that I'll say.
Yeah.
He only gets to see 3 a year.
That's right. Yeah.
I missed one.
If you haven't booked your flights, come down. Friggin' more than merrier. Get on the beers with us.
Get on it. We know it's a bit late, but...
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we don't expect you to.
You know, not everyone's loaded.
Vandenberg is. Hit him up for flights.
You said it, I was thinking
it. Just say he owes you one.
He probably doesn't watch this.
He doesn't watch this shit. I'm sure he's watching the freaking... I'm not saying that.
I was about to finish the sentence too, but refused to. We love you,
anyway, we're going way... Anyway, guys, muchly appreciated. Thank you guys very much for coming in and obviously having a chat with us.
Aiden, Luke, Sasha.
Yeah.
Did I miss anyone?
Oh, what have we got?
Aiden, Luke, Sasha, Bagpipes.
We're scrolling through now. I think we're about it. Thank you guys for
to those that were watching and didn't post a comment. Jeff Young's also in there.
Jeff Young, yes. For the guys who obviously didn't post, don't be shy. Call me a dick. I don't care. Whatever. it's
Mark Roundtree.
Mark, yeah. You want to whatever.
Benjamin Stokes. Oh no, wait, that's me.
Oh, you made a comment. Feel free to jump on the guys if you want to be part of it. You want to jump on this side of the things and obviously talk to us like Lawrie or whatever. Jump on the Discord server, which is down below.
Is it down below?
Well, I've said it if it wasn't down
below. Yes,
it
is.
My Discord. Because I'm a cheapskate. Jump on the Discord. It makes life so much easier if you do want to be a part of it. Once again, thank you very much. Thank you very much to Lawrie Mckinna, as we all know. He must be having a hectic time at the moment.
Things are a bit rough at Jets HQ.
Don't, as I said, friggin' don't get on the hate wagon. Stop bagging the boys out. Stop friggin' the whole negativity and shit. Whatever's happened has happened. It's done. Let's move forward. Let's see what happens in the next couple of weeks.
And while we're here, let's put the call out to all those keyboard warriors that are out there on the Jets fan pages.
Yeah.
If you can type it on a keyboard, guys, come on the podcast and discuss it with us.
And that's what this whole live stream thing is. I never used to do
discuss it with us.
I never used to do them. I just used to sit there, me and Ben and friggin' whoever else we had find to jump on.
It takes you 30 seconds.
Shit. Yeah.
It takes you 30 seconds to
if you
explain
can type
to
it on
us
the page,
why you have written what you've written, and it takes you about 4 hours to write it on a Jets page.
And as I said, we're not saying that it's negative. You haven't got your reasons or whatever it is. We get it. Everyone's frustrated.
We're not here to steer you away from your view or anything.
100%.
We just want you to vocalize it in a public forum and have a logical and
let's get it on.
Conversation with us about it.
As I said, we're not going to friggin' discriminate what anyone's got to say or whatever it is. At the end of the
all.
day, I just think there's no need to put it on there. If you feel that way about it, bring it here. Yeah. I'm more than happy to vocalize it on my channel. There's no need for anyone else to really go in there and just
and again, that's one of the reasons.
That's
one of the reasons why I only look at the page and I don't reply on it.
I don't even freaking even look at the pages. To be honest, so I plug me channel there. Thank you to everyone who does run the channels who allows me to do that.
If it's somebody I know who's posted something and it's popped up, then I will look at it, but I still won't comment on it.
Yeah. So. Anyway, guys, muchly appreciated. Enjoy the rest of your night. Feel free to get us on get me on Facebook. Crossbar Capers I've got the channel there on Facebook, the Facebook page. Sorry, jump on there. What else have I got? Friggin' email crossbarcapers@gmail.com. Twitter as well,
which is at Josh Ferreira.
Else you
it should all be down in the description.
It's everything's down below. Go jump on it. Go check out Ben's stuff as well. It's really good shit. And we'll see you guys next time. And feel free to, as I said, message me on Facebook, add me on Facebook, subscribe, as I said, once again, muchly appreciated. And if you're going to the game on Friday night, get behind them, bag the absolute fuck out of Sydney FC. And hopefully we just play a good game. Yep. 90 minutes solid football. It's all we ask. That's it.
We've done it once before against Sydney. Let's do it again.
As always, Benny, we hate Coast Scum. See you later,
guys.
If I could